Hey, welcome back everyone to Rampancy. This is Horrampancy week. I'm Nargatin.
I'm Blackstar. I'm still recovering from that pun.
Hey, well, look, Spooktacular was taken, you know? I figured it's just not, you know.
Spooktacular
No
is
one's
obvious.
ever going to say Horrampancy. Nobody.
No.
Nobody,
Hopefully
ever.
Never again.
I'm surprised
either.
that I just said it.
I can't believe you said it twice. Yeah, we're going to be trying something to go in with the holiday season. Here it is in the United States. We're celebrating Halloween on the 31st. Several other countries do, several don't. So if this seems weird, we apologize. But we're celebrating all things scary. And in view of that, we're going to be doing something I haven't played. We're actually going to be doing Alan Wake.
I don't think you've played any of the things I'm thinking about playing for this week. And I know you know what like the list is, but I'm not going to tell you which ones we're playing until the day before. I haven't even chosen tomorrow's yet.
Oh, it's going to be a surprise. So, yeah. So tell me a little about this one, Alan Wake, as opposed to Alan Asleep or Alan Drowsy.
This is a third-person action-adventure kind of game. I mean, it's a third-person shooter on a functional level.
Is it scary?
Well, I think it's not so much that it is scary.
Or is it
It's not like, this is not a game that's necessarily trying to scare the player, but it is a story about a character who is in a horror scenario, you know?
Ooh. Well, the first episode is Nightmare. That kind of sets me up.
Yeah, we're skipping part of that. Actually, this first chapter, A Writer's Dream, is actually a dream sequence / combat tutorial with some foreshadowing of events we're not going to see in today's playthrough because we're not going to get that far. Right. So I decided to skip that. It also means that basically, like, this is action, this is narrative, and then this is action. And I figure it's best to just kind of come in here in the middle part and skip that first bit because it's mostly tutorial, unfortunately.
Kind of like Star Wars, where we're like, hey, let's start at episode 4.
Yeah. So this is a story about a guy who is a writer. It's set in an area that's kind of like a mix between Twin Peaks and Cabot Cove. There's a lot of name dropping that goes on, a lot of kind of cheesy narration by the main character.
I'm getting a Castle Rock feel.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean the Castle Rock logo, obviously, but
well, yeah, I mean, anytime you see a lighthouse. All right, I'm interested. All right,
okay.
so
yeah, let's start.
All right, here we go with Rampancy's playthrough of Alan Wake.
Wake up. Shh, baby, just another nightmare. Everything's fine. You dozed off.
Right. Anything more than dozed off would be news for everyone.
Cheer up, handsome. We're here.
Game's got a nice soundtrack too.
Yeah, definitely so. I'm desperately not trying to do my MST3K thing.
Also, game's also got a lot of very weird product placement.
Really?
Oh yeah.
They got licensing things?
Like we're on vacation. Go stand next to that old gentleman there. I want a shot of you with the town in the background.
Sure. I'll even give you a title for the shot. A city boy, moments before he got eaten by a bear.
Yeah, there's I mean, this is very clearly labeled as a Lincoln MKT. Later on, we'll be able to see the dash interface with an actual Microsoft logo on it. It's really kind of hilarious.
Wow. Can you push the car into the lake?
Hello there. You picked a good time to visit our town. Deerfest is just 2 weeks away.
Deerfest, huh? Did you hear that, honey?
Surprised you didn't say hear that deer.
Lovely wife. If you don't mind me saying. I'm Pat Maine, by the way. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I'm Alan Wake.
I won't pretend I don't recognize a famous writer such as yourself, Mr. Wake. A pleasure. I'm an avid reader myself. I hope this isn't too presumptuous of me, but I'm the night host at the local radio station. Any chance I could get an interview?
Look, Mr. Maine, I'm on vacation. In fact, I'd appreciate it if we could keep my being here just between the two of us. I'm sure you understand.
Fair enough. You can trust me to be discreet. Not a hard man to track down if you change your mind, though. I hope you two have a lovely holiday.
Well, you could always give an interview on the last day when he's going out, you know.
Okay. Can you pull your mic back a little bit?
Oh, am I being too loud?
Yeah, the breath noise is causing the game sound to drop down.
I'll try not to breathe too heavy.
Okay.
I got a couple of really good ones. And I see you made a friend. That's cute.
Right. Yeah?
Hey, bestseller. How's my favorite writer? Are you there yet?
Barry. Yeah. We just got here.
Are the locals giving you trouble? Just say the word and I'll hop on a plane and come make sure that you're left alone, Al.
No, Barry, we're fine.
Great. Just want to make sure you can relax and recharge. So, how is the place? Has it gotten your creative juices flowing?
Barry, we're just settling in.
Okay, Al. I'll call back later to make sure you're doing okay. And you call me if there's a problem, okay? Okay. I'm just looking out for you, buddy. Talk to you later.
I love you too, Barry.
Yeah, Barry.
Barry is Barry. I can always turn off the phone.
What did I tell you?
Text message from Barry. He says hi to you too. Okay. Good day to you too.
Alan, we're here. Come on, let's
Oh, is that a misinteraction there?
Well, actually, this is kind of foreshadowing. We do run into this character later, so he's just complaining about yuppies and city boys. Barry, incidentally, is one of the best things about this game, although we're not going to see too much of him in this because his big part comes in later. And in the background there, you can see the Deerfest float over there.
I was waiting to see the hanging shark.
You get the full service here. I've made all the arrangements. I drive the car. I'll even carry the bags. All you have to do is drag your cute butt into the car and enjoy the ride.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
sounds
Yes,
like
ma'am.
You got a lazy bastard for a husband.
Sponsored in part by
Stop at
Lincoln.
the local diner to
Yep.
get the cabin key from the landlord.
Not a sponsor.
Mr. Carl Stuckey. He's waiting for us.
Well, not a sponsor of us, but obviously a sponsor of this game.
Yeah, apparently.
I'll pick you up here in, say, 15
The
minutes.
Microsoft Sync logo.
Oh my god!
Alan,
I'm waiting to hold a brand name
I
soda.
love you too. Go on. I'll promise to behave.
I forget what year this game came out, but I think they were like, yeah, so you can
2010?
2010, so you can play, your Zune in the car.
Ooh.
Towns where everybody knew everybody.
Welcome to the Oh Dear Diner.
Hi, I was wondering if you could help me. I'm looking for...
Mr. Wake. Alan Wake. Oh, God! I am your biggest fan. I know people say that all the time, but I really am.
I'm glad to hear that.
Rose.
Rose, I'm looking for Mr. Stuckey. Carl Stuckey?
Carl? Oh, of course, Mr. Wake. He must have gone to visit the restroom. He'll be back in a moment. I can't believe it. I've got all of your books. I got the cutout from the bookstore when they took it out of the window.
And you keep it here?
I was gonna ask why that was there.
Okay. Good for you.
Yeah, she's a big fan. She becomes a part of one of the later episodes. So yeah, Alan Wake is not... They make a lot of comparisons to Stephen King. He's not really based on Stephen King because he doesn't write horror. He writes police
Stephen
thrillers.
King wishes he looked like Alan Wake.
Right.
Probably.
So much for qualification. Yeah, that makes two of us.
So basically, the thread here is that he's written a long series of focusing on
Very
on a
popular books.
particular police character, a detective, and he's just killed him off in the last book, and now he has writer's block.
Isn't that always the way?
Are you on your own?
Do
Or
me a
is your wife-
favor, Sonny. I could really use a tune right now. Coconut, number 6 in the jukebox. I'd do it myself, but both of my legs have gone to sleep. Bad circulation. Yeah.
Are you serious? Coconut again? You disgust me. Call yourself a rocker. Unbelievable. Ha!
That's Bender again, as usual.
You put the lime in the coconut. Drink 'em both up.
Just because we're brothers, don't think I won't murder you in your sleep.
It does that. Get stuck. Yeah, you need to give it a good solid whack. Yes, that's my favorite tune. Coconut.
Shut your mouth, you demented has-been. If I had my hammer, I'd shut it for you. Jeez.
Basically,
Well,
a quick
actually
time
have
event.
to do a quick time event on the jukebox.
That's basically the quick time event tutorial.
Hey, if this was Alien Isolation, you'd have to use the thumbstick, the left stick, the right stick, the bumper, the B, and the X button all within
Okay.
sequence.
I'm not going to stay there to hear the music because I do not want to get a copyright strike.
Yeah, I figured you would have muted that.
Oh, I can't walk there. Was there
Well,
something
of course
else?
not. You don't work here.
There's something else. Oh yeah, Deerfest. Look, Bright Falls. Deerfest.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of deer jokes in this. Deer hunter,
No, okay. I
Deer
guess.
John.
Guess we got all there is out of Rose.
We didn't get
And
our food
so,
yet.
where Twin Peaks has a log lady,
Yeah.
Bright Falls has a lamp lady.
No way.
Yeah.
Don't go in there, young man. You can hurt yourself in the dark.
I think I can handle it, ma'am. I didn't want to wait. I wanted to find
You don't
Stucky,
wanna die,
to get the
do
key
you?
and get out as soon as
Worse.
possible.
I
The
warned
waitress was giving me a headache.
but he didn't
Overeager fans
listen.
always did.
Okay, is it just me or there seem to be a lot of conversation collisions?
Yeah, it is narrative heavy and sometimes a lot of the triggers. And also, I'm running in back compat mode, so who knows? Maybe.
Oh, okay. I was wondering because there seemed to be a bunch of them that all seem to go on top of each other.
Yeah,
and I don't think that was intentional.
But I can't say that didn't happen on the 360 itself.
Really? Okay.
Hello? Mr. Stucky?
Carl couldn't make it. Unfortunately, he was taken ill. But I have the key for you and instructions on how to get to the lake.
Okay.
I wish you a good stay in my cabin. I'll come by later to check how you've settled in. And to meet your wife. I insist.
Thanks.
Not creepy at all.
Yeah.
Why are you hanging out outside the men's room?
Cauldron Lake is a special
In a
place.
dark hallway.
Inspiring.
How? I don't know. That also seems to be a big, long, wide hallway for a diner.
You can hurt yourself in the dark. This really ought to be fixed. And then I must remind Sarah to change the lights at the station. It's been too long already.
Okay, lamp lady. Thanks for the advice.
Are you alright?
Splendid, splendid! Damn hernia. It swells up like a balloon if I lift anything heavier than a spoon. Yeah, splendid, splendid. It's been a long time, Tom. Good to see you.
Hey, you wouldn't happen to have a bottle on you, would you, Tom?
I wish.
I think we're a guy named Tom. which is
I was going to
interesting.
ask. It's like, yeah. They're not.
Local musicians. We're waiting for Dr. Hartman to come pick them up. They wandered off from his clinic at the Cauldron Lake Lodge.
So they're not supposed to be here.
I was going to ask. They're dressed up like bikers? And.
They are rockers from the 70s. They're part of a band. Or actually, I think they were the band. It was just the two of them. The is it the Knights of Asgard?
Wow.
Bye, Mr. Wake.
Mission accomplished. The key and the directions.
My hero. I got some flashlights, just in case.
I think it's the old gods of Asgard.
Hey, wait! Mrs. Wake! Your keys!
Out my head.
Who's the zombie?
That's Carl Stucky. That was the guy we were supposed to meet to get the keys.
Can you believe this place?
So,
This would make a wonderful.
who is the woman?
We're supposed to be on vacation.
Good question.
I'll figure it out when we get back home. Okay?
Okay. We can talk about this later.
Pat Main here on PBFF.
I didn't want to talk about it. I wanted to bury my head in sand.
Here's another one of my favorites to go with it.
Once upon a time, I was a successful writer, but that was a long time ago. I hadn't been able to write a word in 2 years. Not since my last book.
And now the weather.
This is, of course, in no way a reference to the opening shot of The Shining.
The Shining? No. No, not at all. Oh.
See those stars winking down at you? It gets pretty dark out here, but they'll light your way.
And this is the game's other problem. There's a lot of licensed music. That's why it's no longer for sales. You got Roy Orbison in here.
We're going to be talking over it. And
yeah, we're talking over it on purpose.
Yep. Because reasons and things. And welcome to Cabin in the Woods. Special edition.
Wow. It's gorgeous, Alan.
It's something, all right. Don't worry, honey. I'll get you inside safe and sound before it gets dark. And I've got the flashlight.
I know. I'm okay.
Alice had a phobia. The fear of darkness. I wanted to make sure we were inside with the lights on before sunset.
Yeah, because everybody knows you have reliable electricity on little islands in the middle of nowhere like this. This is a great idea. Why would a person...
Not to mention that bridge that obviously has not been upgraded or adjusted in, well, I don't know, 50 years.
Yeah, and supposedly she arranged this trip and chose the place. I mean, if you had a phobia of darkness, why would you go anywhere that looks like it has unreliable power? I mean, this is insane.
I think you'd want to go to a well-lit city that has bright lights 24/7. Golfer's joined in the chat. Hi, Golfer. Welcome.
Hey, Golfer.
We're doing our special Rampancy Horror Week for Halloween. Our first title is Alan Wake.
Sure thing. I'm on it.
Now, for my money, this is the best flashlight in gaming.
Really?
Yeah.
It's just the implementation,
as long as
how it's handled.
Well, a number of things.
Batteries don't die in 5 minutes.
First part. Okay, so we've got 5 batteries. It's telling us up in the corner. When as long as you have the flashlight, it will come on automatically when you're in a dark area. And in that mode, the batteries do not drain. Like in this normal mode, this will last forever in terms of just looking at something. When you pull the left trigger, now this is not realistic, but when you pull the left trigger, the beam focuses and gets brighter, and that's what drains the battery, and then it recovers slowly. You'll see the reason for all of this a little bit later.
Okay, yeah, because that's not how flashlights work.
No, it is not how flashlights work, but it is a recognition that this is a game, and there's a reason for it.
Golfer wants to know, what are we going to be playing the rest of this week? Well, Golfer, that's actually going to be a surprise. It's going to be a
surprise, yeah.
I
will decide it this afternoon.
Spring them on me.
When I set up the OBS, and I'll schedule it. So, like 12 hours in advance, we'll know.
Hey, just you have to tune in our next adventure to find out.
Famous artist, no less than.
Uh-oh.
We'll see if we can rope him into an interview later on. Now let's go to the phones. Caller, you're on KBF-FM.
Hi, Pat. It's Rose.
Well, he did say artist. He didn't say writer.
I know who that famous artist was. It was Alan Wake, wasn't it?
Oh, there we go.
I just saw him at the diner. Oh, I am so excited he's here.
I'm sure he's glad to be here, too. Well, folks, I guess the secret's out. This is Pat Maine on KBF.
And it's not my fault, even though I have a radio station, and I shouldn't have set that up.
Yeah. Well, I imagine she might have called in to say that anyway. she might have literally called in to say, I just saw Alan Wake at the diner.
Yeah. But it's like that was he laid it up, she slammed it in though.
And this game was originally supposed to be open world. It's got a butt ton of collectibles, like those radio clips, there's TV clips, there's collectible coffee thermoses and manuscript pages.
Wow.
Yeah, in fact, actually, let's see if I can
get a list. What are the Alan Wake achievements? Oh my goodness.
Oh, okay, statistics. So you look down the bottom, there are signs, TV shows, radio shows, chests, pyramids made out of beer cans, coffee thermoses, and manuscript pages. The only ones I've 100%ed are the manuscript pages, which you need to play the highest difficulty level to get them all.
So close in the TV shows.
Yeah, I don't even know where the one I'm missing is.
To the power cable.
Okay, and how long is that supposed to last with that many barrels of diesel? Assuming that's...
I'll freshen up a bit and start settling in.
Quite a while, you think.
Okay, I'll look around a bit.
Sure thing. Have fun.
Golfer says collectible coffee thermos? Really?
Yeah.
It was a beautiful place. I told myself I could rest here, sleep here, and forget about my work.
You haven't been working for 2 years, man.
We should sleep here. You know, tonight, to try it out.
Sleep here, just to try it out. You gotta try this pole. I'm gonna get my stuff. Okay, so we got the Jenny working.
Yep.
Still don't know how long that thing's gonna last.
In this sequence, it doesn't matter.
Oh, well, that's good.
And in the rest of the game, when you're using them for various gameplay reasons, usually it lasts as long as the designers want it to, and then it'd just fail if they wanted to.
Wait a minute, if they have generator there, why do they have electricity, boxes on the side of the house to register your power usage?
Yeah, I don't understand why you would need a meter. I think, again, it's just artists not thinking about why you'd need those things. They're just looking at a house and creating a house model, yeah? I mean,
they're on the models.
A shoebox filled with books by Thomas Zane sat on the shelf. I'd never heard of him before.
Hey, look at that. It's somebody named Tom. I wonder if that's important.
Sounds zany, if you ask me. Okay. Predominantly brown.
Alan, I'm upstairs. I have a surprise for you.
Oh no, not another one.
Well, hello there.
I'm not the surprise. It's in the study. Go take a look.
Okay.
Yep. Couldn't put a wife character in a game without having her take her clothes off.
Yeah, apparently. Wow, July 1970?
Yep. Also important.
Really? Okay. Important plot point.
Alice? What is this?
I guess I have a small confession to make. I thought maybe you could write here that a change of scenery would get you past...
Damn it, Alice, everyone keeps...
Hey, just hear me out. There's a local doctor, Dr. Hartman. I read a book of his. He has a private clinic here. He specializes in helping artists.
So now you want to get me committed?
No, it's not like that. That's not... Alan?
What the...
Alan? Just don't! I don't want to hear it. God damn it, Alice!
Okay, wow, somebody's really overreacting.
I knew she wouldn't follow me in the dark. I needed some time alone to think things through.
Being a jerk?
Oh, Alan Wake is a huge jerk. I mean, that's not even it's not even a question.
He is a writer. Golfer says, yeah, if there's a guy named Ton, then it's important. So, yeah.
Look at my teeth.
Alice?
Yeah, so he literally just stalked off in the dark because he knew his wife was too scared to follow him and argue. I mean...
The cabin had gone dark. All the lights were out.
Alan! Where are you? Help!
Alice! I'm coming!
What the...
What the hell?
Yeah, that's my feeling.
Bird!
Yeah, I'm sorry. We've got... Okay, did you just shoot down a bunch of crows with your lightsaber?
Yep.
Okay. Crows don't react to flashlights like that.
Alice? Alice? Oh no!
Well, it is Diver's Isle.
Better hope there's not any rocks in there.
Wake up!
Alice?
Huh? Alright, I'm confused.
So was he.
So it's Golfer. He says, you met Tom.
Felt like I had woken from one nightmare and entered another.
What?
I couldn't remember how I got there. All I knew was that something terrible had happened to Alice. The phone was dead.
Right.
I'd have to find help on foot.
Okay, I'm really confused. He dives into the water and suddenly ends up in his car.
Yep. And this is quite clearly our car.
Yeah. Are we dealing with some kind of weird time travel thing?
Kinda, sorta.
Among
Because this is like a weird alternate reality.
Creator's Dilemma by a Dr. Emil Hartman. Seeing the book brought back my fight with Alice. I didn't like it, and I didn't like the guy's smug face on the cover either.
Hope the game gives me a chance to punch him.
And he's probably sold more copies than me, which made me hate him even more.
Not so. I mean, the game kind of sets it up that he's like, I mean, fairly well known and, you know, like a best-selling author of a long series of books. Alan Wake, not Dr. Hartman.
Yeah, I was wondering.
They'd have a phone I could use. It looked like a long hike through the forest to get there.
You kidding? You look like you're in screaming distance.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is after Halloween, I'm going to put up probably like a ranked choice poll and let people pick what game we do a full playthrough later. So I won't spoil what's going on now in case we get to play the full game. But if we don't, then maybe we'll do a small follow-up video where I'll explain what it is that's just happened. Because I don't think we'll get to the full explanation within this stream.
That's a bummer.
There is a lot of content that could charitably be called filler in the sense that like you end up being given a goal that really doesn't make any sense once you know what's actually going on.
Right. I'm completely clueless.
Hello? Is someone there?
So this is your introduction to the manuscript page.
You gonna turn into butterflies or something?
Paper were pages from a manuscript entitled Departure. That was the name I planned to use for the next novel I had never gotten started. I was named the author. I hadn't written it. I couldn't remember writing it. In the scene on the page, the hero was attacked by an axe murderer in the woods at night.
Okay, and so basically you get to pick up all the pages, and then you get to read them.
Oh, okay.
He turned to face me. His face was covered in shadows. It was hard to make him out in the darkness of the forest that surrounded us, but the axe he lifted was plain to see. It glistened with the blood of his victim. He grinned madly. The shadows were alive, distorting his features. It was a scene from a nightmare, but I was awake.
Alan Wake.
Dialogue volume up a little.
You think?
It is already up all the way.
Darn it. It's just gritty and
so there
atmospheric.
are pages that are written by him that are from a book he was going to write later that he doesn't remember. Like the reason why he's pissed off all the time is because of the writer's block. It's because he can't write this novel he wants to write, and now these pages are apparently from that novel.
Okay, is this going to be some weird fourth dimensional thing where...
Not exactly. It's like put it this way, there's no time travel and no real alternate dimensions.
Is it like his life is skipping on a groove or something?
No, it's not really a Groundhog Day thing either.
Maybe I wouldn't have to hike all the way down to the gas station to find a phone.
Or maybe he's dead and this is limbo.
Nope, that's not it.
Okay. Well, at least they're not going for the general tropes, which I guess is a good thing.
Yeah, it is a lost time scenario, but it's not any of those. You know, it's not like
the generic sci-fi
alien abduction or time travel or anything like that. Employees must wear protective eyewear at all times.
His wife's a Mogwai and he accidentally fed her after midnight.
Anybody there? Please, I've been in an accident.
I'd say
you're a little old for that.
I do like. I mean, if you don't like foggy woods, this game's not for you.
Not for you.
There's been an accident. I need help. Listen, I need to...
Premium cabins for rent in...
Oh, hell.
Carl.
What? Yeah.
Pleased to meet you. Non-refundable reservation deposit required. fairns.
Excuse me, I'm trying to find my car. Have you seen it?
Well, I know where the car is. The car fell off the cliff.
Well, yeah.
All right. Well, looks like
Oh,
Carl
is that his
just
wife? Who's
just
that?
Carl just killed this guy.
Oh, geez. No, he's probably the worker that was floating around here. Okay, so why is he all, like, possessed and stuff?
Good question. Oh,
why
hey,
is
look.
why is he walking around in a way that's a little, you know, too calm?
Now, the problem with this is that since I've already collected all the pages on my profile,
You don't need to this round?
I don't need to, but it's also hard to tell because they appear in the game out of order.
Everything in this game seems to be out of order.
Yeah. And these ones here labeled this way, like that's when Dark Presence wakes up. That's when you can only get on the Nightmare difficulty mode. So it's kind of hard to give a reproduction of the experience of playing the first time because I don't know which page that was I picked up. It doesn't tell me. And I already have them all. That's okay. We're just gonna...
It goes back to the cabin that you're not supposed to be at.
And stuff like this is one of the reasons why people accuse the game of having an inconsistent tone, because it seems like they're kind of going for a comedy thing, with the guy being bizarre, but oh!
It's the latest.
Ow! Oh my god, how are you not dead?
2 birds?
They're not trying to kill you that hard here, they want you to just run away into here.
Okay, alright. Oh, Bob Robertson in the chat.
I had to...
Bob says, yeah, Blackstar, don't forget that this is all from a perspective of a person who may not be entirely sane.
The Shining.
Yeah, I'm trying not to give it away to Blackstar because he doesn't know.
Oh, yes, yeah. I missed the opening bit. Oh, wow, Energizer.
Yes, more bizarre product placement.
Do we see the bunny? Do we see the bunny?
Gee, I forget.
Wow. I was going to joke about having a sponsor for the battery manufacturer, but the last thing you want to do is sponsor a game like this where the flashlight is such a problem if it goes out.
It's the latest.
I thought it was weird that they sponsored with the car and then they throw the thing off the cliff. They're like, oh, well, that's great.
Dramatic foreshadowing.
Buy a Lincoln and drive off a cliff.
Mm-hmm.
One stone. You can see.
Actually, I killed him with my flashlight by Energizer.
Right Falls Sheriff Station.
Hello? Hello?
Uh-oh. Oh. I think we've been disconnected.
Safe to say. Where's your cell?
It's broken.
Of course it is.
Hey, what are you doing with that?
Yeah, that's not supposed to be moving.
Nope.
Okay, so is this going to be one of these, we're not sure whether the guy is actually sane tropes, where this all could be in his head?
He will start to doubt himself progressively over the,
I'm starting to doubt him now after what Bomb said.
There were more of them.
Okay, so here's where the gun... Now, the tutorial already explained it, but the way this works is that these are the primary enemies in the game.
And they seem to be affected by your flashlight.
They are called Taken.
I'd never fired a gun outside of
Really?
and now I just killed someone.
Really?
Yep, they are called Taken because they are touched by the darkness.
It felt real enough to make me sick.
Gee, I wonder who got that idea from.
Well, this game came out in 2010, so if anything, Destiny is a ripoff of this.
Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
So yeah, so the way it works is that they've got environmental shielding from being coated by darkness, which you dispel with the flashlight.
With the flashlight.
The last place I wanted to go, but I had no choice. I had to get to the gas station.
And besides, the map was designed that way where I didn't have options.
Yep.
Like the real world.
And the flashlight at its default level will dispel it, but slowly. The fast one will stagger them and do it faster, but uses your battery.
Right.
So you've got like 2 levels of ammo management. It's kind of like using a noob combo on everybody, right? You've got your flashlight is your plasma pistol.
Right. Not to mention you've only got so many bullets. What's the reload like in this? Do you have to reload it a single bullet at a time?
Yeah, actually, it is a revolver.
Really?
When you hit the revolve button, he does put them in one at a time, but you can tap the button to make him go faster.
Okay.
And I won't spend too much time looking for collectibles or anything like that. Just gotta keep
Golf on the chest.
I've already
Of course
gotten-
they're called Taken.
There's literally no reason to get the pages because I'm not going to be reading them, and I already have them all.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind finding the last TV show if I could remember where it was.
Oh, did you get zapped?
Yeah, just a little bit though.
Oh, now it seems to have drops down just like they have in Mass Effect 3. I assume that you can't crawl back up?
Nope.
Gotcha.
What the hell was that?
What the hell was
What the-
that?
What the hell is any of this, dude? I'd be freaking out if you. And not to mention, he doesn't seem very worried about his wife at this stage. That I'm kind of surprised.
They'll get back to hammering on that.
I saw the river below.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
Something uncoiled itself inside my head. I realized that I'd have to find a way across. I didn't even want to look at the water.
Tree trunk across the river, really?
Even though it was very nicely rendered water.
Mm-hmm. And there's no way that trunk could possibly be moist or slippery in any way, shape, or form in a foggy, dark, wet forest next to a river. No chance. Golfer said, this is a very confusing game. You don't know the half of it, Golf. Funk in the chat says, yeah, it looks
Hey,
like Cage should show up here as a ghost to read Grimoire.
Stucky was still out there, in the dark, stalking me.
For some reason, we have no idea why. Barb Robertson says, yeah, so this flashlight is like headlighting deer, so does it really hurt them and lets you kill them more easily?
Well, it lets you kill them at all. If you don't use the flashlight on them and then try to use the
bullets don't
gun,
work.
it literally will not do anything to them at all.
Okay, so flashlight, shields,
Yep.
bullets on... Yeah, okay, I gotcha.
And see,
Yeah,
I'm
we're
not going
gonna
to bother
load up
looking
the-
for it, but there's a manuscript page out over there I missed.
Okay.
Doesn't matter, I already have them all.
Gotta load up on energizers.
So the idea basically is to get as much as you can out of the normal flashlight mode. Oh, I did fail to dodge that. The worst enemies in this game are the ones who throw axes.
Wow. That's
but
really
there is
neat.
also a dodge mechanic. And if
Okay.
you time the dodge properly, it will actually give you a little slow-mo mode that helps you.
Really? Cool. I'm surprised you didn't use the explosive barrels.
There are explosive barrels. I don't think that one's
You're
explosive
kidding.
though. There are though.
I was kidding.
No,
you know,
there are totally explosive barrels.
I think the Mythbusters dispelled
There we
that.
go. Just climb up. There you go. Proceed at your own risk. Yeah, and if you like logging camps, forget about it.
Mhm.
Logging camps for days.
Yeah. Twin Peaks is your
Okay,
jam.
so
here.
these things you'll see all the way around. You see these things written in like the yellow safety paint, arrows.
Yeah. Is that for you or for the logging company guys to know which end is up?
There and oh, hey, look out!
So are these supposed to be possessed loggers that want to kill you for some reason? The darkness is after you for a bad review? I'm trying to suss the motivations.
Well, the Dark Presence is the woman we saw at the beginning of the game, and she is possessing or controlling other people to oppose you in your goal. And your goal ultimately is get your wife
To
back.
get drunk?
The Darkness wants you for another reason that doesn't become apparent later, but it's related to the fact that you are a writer, and it's related to the fact that some people in town think you are Tom, even though you're not, and we found a bunch of books in the cabin by an author named Tom, who appears to be famous enough to have a big series of books, but that we have never heard of.
The Darkness really needs a good writer. We're tired of being misrepresented.
The staircase was broken. I had to make my way up some other way.
Yeah, I gotta climb up one of them. But I gotta get a generator to button, get the
Yeah, somebody's just
ladder
leaving
over there.
bullets around a workplace
There was no
in a
power. There was bound
thing for you to find.
somewhere at the logging site.
Yep, so the way you do this is you follow the wires.
Yeah, people usually leave revolver bullets in a cabin, on a pole at a work site, unlocked for no readily apparent reason, with a blinky light.
Yeah, okay, there it's in the back.
Now, when you make noise on things, are they more attracted when you... Uh-oh, hello.
No, they appear, at least to me, to be...
Axe throwers.
Yeah.
Wait, I get it. You're a writer, right? So you make books with trees, and these guys are the loggers, and they're tired of... They're evil spirits from the trees that are trying to prevent you from using all the trees to make more books. It makes all sense now.
No, they're usually not like there's not a true stealth mechanic in terms of like you want to be quiet and not attract attention. The enemies are very, very scripted. It's a lot like playing Left 4 Dead, where
they know exactly where you are.
They'll throw enemies at you when you're trying to get to another objective. When you approach things like generators and lights, and they go away.
The AI.
Yeah,
they're just
and there's also. It's also tough to metagame those encounters because what'll happen is that there will be lights that represent safe areas, and as you approach those safe areas, the enemies will despawn.
Huh. Okay.
They will literally disappear, and then as you leave those areas, they will respawn.
Gotcha. Move log lift.
Yeah, so basically I'm just making a bridge for myself here out of doing this.
Okay. I'm gonna have to make another ladder. So explain to me, if they want you dead for some reason, why don't they simply infest loggers that have access to guns? Because
they don't actually,
with bullets on the work site,
they don't actually want to kill you. Of course, is the trick.
They don't.
No, not really.
What do they want? They want
the dark presence. Oh, darn it!
You,
I missed the jump.
He fell down and went boom.
There is a fair amount of platforming in the game.
I was going to ask. Yeah, I didn't expect that. I kind of
not
expected
a huge
more,
amount, but some.
Yeah. Creepy woods, cabin type things, exploration, hunt down, jump scares. Maybe a possessed beaver.
So here's what a safe area looks like, and whenever you reach one, there's that little drum.
Boom.
And being in the light heals you.
Oh, okay. So you magically suddenly get health back. Gotcha.
Well, I was just outside for a breath of fresh air, and what a night. I know most of you are probably in your beds by now, but if you're still up and around, take a moment. Step outside for a spell and breathe in deep. The weather is absolutely still. The sky is crystal clear. It's like the forest is quietly breathing along with you. As you listeners know, I'm a night owl, and it's on nights like this I wish I wasn't cooped up in the studio. Makes an old man like me wish I could just roam wild. But here I am, and who'd keep you company all night long if I weren't? It looks like I'm not the only one staying up late. Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, Pat, it's Maurice Horton.
Hello, Maurice. What are you up to?
Well, I was just taking Toby on his walkies.
Oh, isn't it beautiful out there?
Sure, but Pat, the reason I called is that Toby heard something rustling in the undergrowth and took off after it, and I couldn't find it.
Probably a rabbit.
Sure. Toby loves rabbits.
Well, sure.
Anyway, I figured that, if anyone runs into Toby, they could grab him. My number's on his collar.
And Toby's a friendly dog?
Oh, Toby loves people. Usually he comes back, but we were pretty far from home, and it sounds like he went pretty wild there. Great dog, but he's just too dumb for his own good.
Well, Maurice, it's out there now. Hope Toby comes home soon.
Yeah, thanks, Pat.
You have a good night now.
There's a level of authentic script writing and dialogue reading in this game that is, if you ask me, way above average. Like, Alan's voiceover is, I think, very deliberately cornball and over the top with his overwrought stuff. Like, he sounded like a bad parody of Stephen King.
Yeah, he was turning it up to 11 way too early.
Yeah, he
and
does.
for no
He
really
does.
apparent
He does.
reason.
He's chewing scenery in this. But
Acting.
like almost all the other characters are much better. Okay, so this is what you get. These are these caches that are hidden around the world, ammo and batteries and extra weapons.
I'd hardly call that hidden. Funkmon says in the chat, he says, yeah, the graphics in the game look pretty all right. And, well, this is like 7 years ago, so...
And this is running in emulation besides.
Yeah, you got to be somewhat impressed.
As usual, it's not
what was that
about
creepy
graphics.
noise?
It's about art. I mean, this is good art.
Well, I thought maybe it was about story. I thought they were kind of setting up some big.
No, but I mean, the reason why this
thing.
looks good is not because of how many lines of anything it has or how big the textures are or anything. It's just like this is a bunch of competently assembled pieces assembled competently.
It's light welcoming in the darkness.
Paul makes the best dogs in the state. Belly Burster is the best with no confidence. Monster Dog is second best. The famous dog is third.
Like, loads of world-building detail that I think lots of other studios would have just, like, not bothered to do.
Mm-hmm. I'm getting a very King vibe from this.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Scary Woods.
Well, I mean, just everything. Just the little nuances, the little town bits, the radio thing, the axes. Dramatic music.
Oh.
Ow. Boy, they stuck up quick.
Oh, darn it. Okay, I should not have done that. It's switched to the
other
flare gun when I picked it up.
Darn
I didn't use it. That's overkill for that.
Boy, everybody's leaving these generators around the place. Terribly convenient.
Yeah. So that's there to show you that you are safe in the light, and if you can get into the light even while you're under attack, it will get rid of them. If the light's already on when they approach you, generally they will just kind of recede into the darkness away from you and despawn.
Okay, good to know. Oh yeah, it's got the occasional jump scare. They're not trying to kill you. What's with the axes and the sigils and sickles and hatchets and whatever else they're using on you?
Well,
is that
okay.
a scythe? Where the hell does he guy get a scythe?
Yeah, there's lots of farm implements and other such things.
What is he, Russian?
No, what I mean is that the forces of darkness are trying to oppose you, but killing you is not really their ultimate goal. And in terms of how dodge. How much is going on is actually literal, in terms of like whether this is real or not, is a question of like, if they killed you, would you die? Especially given that it is a video game, and when you die, you respawn. You know?
Right. So this all could be still going on in your head.
Yeah.
Okay. Creepy. What the heck did you eat before bed? Unless this is all happening while you're driving the Lincoln. Bob Robertson has a logical question. Why not simply affix the flashlight to the gun, say with a piece of, I don't know, duct tape?
Because you should use gaff tape instead.
This is true for anybody in the industry. Well, he's using a pistol, and the flashlight that you got is rather large. It looks almost like a Maglite ripoff, so that would be way too heavy to put those two together.
I imagine it would throw your aim off.
There's a reason police have little tack lights that go on handheld pistols, but a lot of times they simply have their large Maglite on one hand and their pistol on the other, and they simply use one to balance the other. Funkmon in the chat says, I love Maglites. Yeah, they're pretty good. Not a sponsor.
Painted graffiti was revealed by my flashlight. Someone had hidden a chest of supplies near it.
That was in case
not
you missed
hidden
the previous
if you're
one, I
putting
guess.
a giant yellow sign over it.
Okay, so the flare gun is best used for, like, bigger encounters. Got a bunch of enemies all grouped up.
Well, will the flare gun kill them the way that the overhead light
yes,
did?
Yes, the flare gun
simply...
kills them in one shot. You can
really?
take out a whole big group with a flare gun without having to use regular bullets at all, so it's like a combination.
Gotcha. But the flare's temporary, obviously, so...
Oh, no, there are flares, which you can drop on the ground, and that produce light that will cause them to back off temporarily. But the flare gun literally, like, acts like a firework explosive. You hit them with it, and it takes out enemies in a big radius.
Is there somebody on your left? I thought I saw somebody there. Kind of looked like the woods were poking out at you or something, so I didn't know if the tree just moved or whatever. Yeah, this is creepy. Especially in the dark. Here's another stupid question. If there's all this trucking equipment around, how come we don't get in some of it? Oh, behind you. Oh, geez, there's a bunch of them behind you.
Yeah, that's why this is like a flare opportunity. I'm not going to use it.
Yeah, because you accidentally did one already.
Yeah. It's also not that bad a group. I mean, only 3. You don't really need that. The first time I played this through on normal, I had a huge problem managing batteries and ammunition.
Oh, really?
And it's one of those things where playing at the higher difficulty level forces you to use a level of discipline so that then when you go back and you play the regular ones, you find like you just have batteries and bullets up the wazoo because you weren't wasting them.
Every 5 seconds.
Yeah, like look, I've got 19 batteries because I'm not using any of them.
Unnecessarily.
Yeah.
So are you going to get a hard hat?
Shotgun.
Because, yeah, we have those lying around, you know, for bears.
Well, I mean, it is a rural community with a lot of hunting, I would imagine.
Well, no, see, the shotgun, I believe, a shotgun or a rifle on these sites for dealing with bear situations or wildlife problems, mountain lions, what have you, that to me makes sense. More so than the pistol ammo in an unlocked cabin out sticking on a tree.
Now, here's another great part of this game. This are
TV?
The TV,
yeah,
TV. The TV programs. Watch.
Science. It bestows immortality on those who advance it to elevate all of mankind. Newton, Einstein, Sagan, princes among men. But the price for such a legacy is steep indeed. In Night Springs. Tonight's episode, a quantum suicide. If our lives are already written, it would take a courageous man to change the script. Having called a press conference, Dr. Barclay Colvin is about to demonstrate that very courage.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, I am Dr. Barclay Colvin, and I'm glad so many of you could join me here at the Moorcock Institute. Tonight, I'm going to give a practical demonstration of the many worlds interpretation. As you can see, this is a loaded 9mm pistol. It shall be part of a thought experiment. And now, a real experiment, known as a quantum suicide.
Did he say suicide? Is that a real gun? He's kidding, right?
Please, stay calm. There is no risk. Observe what occurs when I place the weapon against my own forehead. Now, you might think this round is merely a dud. Not so. Observe the flower pot. And yet, I myself cannot be harmed with this gun. With each pull of the trigger, 2 new realities branch off. One in which the weapon didn't fire, and one where it did. With my machine here, I have ensured that this reality is always the former. I have bestowed upon myself quantum immortality. Under no circumstances can this gun kill me.
So wait. What you're saying is that every time you pull the trigger, in another reality, you die?
Yes, of course, but that's completely trivial. There's an infinite number of things that could happen at any moment, and they always do happen somewhere. The point is, this one thing did not happen here.
You're insane, Colvin.
Insane? Insane?
Hey, was this thing supposed to be plugged in? I stumbled on it.
You fools! Gaze upon quantum immortality.
Poor Dr. Colvin, felled by his own hubris or the ignorance of the masses. Perhaps he should have left the crate unopened, the decaying atom unobserved. Curiosity often kills the cat in Night Springs.
Even if it's named Schrodinger's.
Night Springs. We have a lot of dead cats. So those are all the TV programs. Those are just great. I find that they're hilarious.
Little cheesily shot, but okay.
Oh, we like very, very intentionally so.
I think they were shot on somebody's handycam. Wow. Okay. So is that supposed to be dramatic foreshadowing of what's happening here? This is some kind of a quantum reality
No,
thing?
It's
they're just ambiance.
Yeah, it's just ambiance. It's just world building.
We're totally going to be doing cheesy interpretations of old sci-fi. I was wondering what those things were swinging onto the backgrounds through the window. Why some of those are, because I'm afraid some of those are going to drop. Funkmon says, "Oh shit!" I think he was freaking out when the doctor pulled the gun.
Yeah. Well, you can see what's going to happen there.
Funk says that was the coolest thing I have ever seen in a video game.
Funk, have you not seen this before? You haven't played this or watched it?
I think he's just like me. He has not played this.
Hi, Stucky. Oh, that's wait. Is that
Not
Carl?
the crows. I don't know. All these guys look the same to me. Are you on the right thing? Oop.
Yeah, I did that on purpose.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask.
Bounce! Is it easy and fatal?
Mistake don't make.
Counter! Big power!
And after.
This place cool! Forgotten? Destroyed! Then run car! You should...
Oh, quick, get a battery.
Nope.
Professional!
Now, even once the shield is removed and the flashlight doesn't do anything more, it still can stun them.
That's good.
So you can always pulse it like that, and it will cause them to flinch.
Boom.
Stucky's
Headshot.
body vanished, leaving behind only a lifetime of nightmares to come. Assuming I'd reach the lights of the gas station alive.
I would take those red striped barrels or the explodey ones.
Is the red striped ones?
Well, they just seem different than any of the other barrel you've seen so far.
I don't think so.
No?
No, I think the ones that explode are like solid red, or I think even like propane tanks instead of like oil drum
regular,
type
like
barrels.
gas barrels. Okay.
Yeah.
Funk says, he has never seen it before or heard anything about it.
I've played this through I think 2 or 3 times before this, and I've watched other people play through it as well because I just find it enjoyable to watch people play this.
Do the TV shows change or?
No, they don't change, but there are I think like over a dozen of them.
Oh,
hey,
wow!
Look, it's the
I recognized the parade float I had seen in Bright Falls when I first arrived with Alice.
How very endearing.
Yeah,
I had to get you back.
60th annual Deerfest.
68th.
After the insanity I had just experienced in the darkness, the lights of the gas station felt comforting. At least for a moment, the sane world reasserted itself.
And then the zombies. You know what this town desperately needs? Rust-Oleum. But I gotta say, I love the ambiance.
The Deer Fest had been 2 weeks away when we arrived. If the day count on the banner was right, I was missing a whole week between the night we got here and now.
Okay, so that fundamentally explains what we observed, which is that it is a week later. So between the
quantum disruption.
Yeah, so between the time when we seem to recall getting to the cabin and having our wife abducted and jumping into the water, it is now a week later.
I had to get inside the gas station to find a phone to call for help.
Soda light? Batteries? Tough tires.
Wow. Funk in the chat. I've just spent 4 minutes looking for my phone, but I'm watching this on my phone.
There'd been some kind of fight.
Oh, hey, look.
Ooh, another TV.
All right. I'll keep writing. Outside, there's only darkness. Outside the cabin, outside the story, there's only darkness. I can feel her presence in the dark. Just now, I could smell her perfume in the room. I'll reach her. I'll fix it up. I'll bring her back. The story will come true. If I stop, she's lost. I don't believe this. It'd been me on the TV, talking crazy. Was I losing my mind?
Yeah, so when we're not seeing
Apparently.
episodes of Bright Falls, we're seeing episodes of him in the cabin writing on the typewriter.
Trying to get
writing
her
the
back,
manuscript
which-
pages that he
Yeah.
doesn't remember writing.
Which we assume is the wife. Okay. So he's stuck in a horror of his own making kind of thing?
68th Annual Deer Fest, September 15th to 18th. Games and activities, raffle tickets, fishing competition, pie contest, and surprise competitions. Live music. With the children, Bucktooth Charlie in the afternoon, and Montgomery the Mystic's Amazing Phantasmagoria in the evening. Don't miss the legendary Deer Fest parade.
I mean, how could I?
Nordic walking, incontestably proven health benefits.
Ooh, there's a special on sunglasses. Ooh, there's a map. Okay, now, can we take it to the copy machine and make a copy of it? Because remember, we needed an official map. Excuse me, have you seen my Lincoln? It was on this cliff.
Oh, thank God, Sheriff.
Sheriff Sarah Breaker, you are...
I'm Alan Wake, but listen, I was in a car crash. My wife, Alice, she's missing.
Calm down, Mr. Wake.
We were staying in a cabin on the island, on Cauldron Lake.
There's no island on Cauldron Lake, not since the big eruption in the 70s.
Please, I can take you there, okay?
You look like you've taken a pretty bad knock to the head. Are you okay?
Oh, did I mention the zombies I've had to shoot?
This out. Please get in the car. We'll swing by the lake and then we'll go to the station, okay?
I think she'd want to disarm him first if she knew he was carrying a gun.
I realized I couldn't tell her what had happened in the forest. She wouldn't have believed me. And then she wouldn't have helped me with Alice.
And I think somebody would have reported if they were in earshot of him firing all those bullets.
Well, you know, the woods are a big place.
Yeah, but I think she would have checked to see if he had a gun on him. Not to mention he doesn't have a license, it's not his. And, yeah.
Plenty of places you don't need them.
But, I mean, the Deer Fest. Think of the children. My God.
Okay, so the reveal there is that
island.
there's no way out. There's no island, that the island basically sank into the lake in the 70s.
There is no bathroom.
Go to sleep.
Okay, and again, it's
Okay.
licensed music there, so I'm skipping those.
Came to Bright Falls.
Previously on AMC's The Walking Dead.
I thought maybe you could write here.
I don't want to hear it. God damn it, Alice.
Now, she's missing.
Alice?
Maybe she just left you because you're a jerk.
I woke up behind the wheel of a crashed car. I'm missing a week. I was attacked by shadowy men straight from a nightmare. The sheriff took me to the lake Alice and I had stayed at. But the cabin had disappeared.
Or maybe was never there. Episode 2, Taken. Bob Roberts in the chat says, yeah, he has a revolver and a shotgun and probably no hunting license.
Yeah, you could see him maybe concealing the revolver, and that if she didn't smell cordite, if she didn't hear shots, then maybe she wouldn't necessarily frisk a guy who just appears to be a victim of a car accident. But the shotgun, where is he hiding the shotgun? That she doesn't see it.
He literally has 3 guns on him.
Yes.
Funkman said, game is over?
No, just the episode. There's kind of like, if you've ever read Stephen King novels, he likes to put quotes from rock and roll songs at the beginning of all his chapters.
Yeah.
So they end each one of these episodes with a little musical outro, and then they start them all with a recap, like we just saw.
I hear you knocking, but you can't come in.
Coffee's on.
Yeah, he is a writer, so it's either that or the booze.
Oh, hey, I'm going to plug in my new CCTV.
So have we gone forward in time?
No, this is a flashback for you. So this is our apartment, presumably in New York. I don't know if they say which city it's actually in. And the neat thing is that there are multiple flashbacks, and so you see the progression over time. So like here, he's bought the new TV, but he hasn't hooked it up yet, and later on that'll come into play.
Funkmon says, "Oh, I get it.
They're on your desk. Tell me what you think."
No kidding.
I believe she's a photographer / graphic artist, so she does our publicity shots for us.
All sorts of miracles, my dear.
So neither of these people actually work.
Well, you seemed to think so last night.
Funkmon said, "Did I ever tell you about you guys about my friend Stu? Presumably in a hurricane, it looks like this."
These look really good.
Oh, sure, until Barry gets his hands on them. Which, by the way, will happen over my dead body. The last time was the...
That can be arranged.
Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called. Alan! Alan, please check the fuse box.
I'm right here. I'm on it, honey.
Please, hurry.
All right, so these are all of our books. Alex Casey is the name of the character.
Why are all the covers white and black?
I don't know.
That's supposed to be like a metaphor or something?
Probably because it's just easy to read at this resolution.
I thought maybe it was a light and dark metaphor.
I don't think so.
Now, please.
Honey.
Okay, does anyone else see a problem of a photographer having a problem being in a dark room? I'm sorry, I just find that a serious job hazard.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It just really spooked me.
Don't worry. We'll just break out the candles.
Yeah, if she was a digital photographer, it would make more sense, but they've made it that she's actually using developer in here.
Oh, of course, because they're purists and they're artists, and why doesn't she use a Polaroid like, other people with time-traveling skills?
Okay. I used to have these nightmares when I was a kid. The dark really spooked me, too. When it got really bad, my mom gave me this old light switch. She called it the clicker.
The clicker, huh?
Yeah. If I ever got scared of the dark, I could just flip the switch and a magic light would scare the monsters away.
Oh, sure.
Here it is.
Alan.
Maybe it'll help you, too.
Yeah, nice story, writer boy. You made that up right now, didn't you?
No. Seriously.
I love you, even if you are a liar. Thanks for this.
No. I don't think I've ever seen a convincing in-engine video game kiss. Like, they always look terribly awkward.
I've seen them. Yeah, but don't want to prevent them.
How do you feel,
yeah,
Mr.
but...
Wake? Any nausea, disorientation, anything like that? Mr. Wake, how are you feeling?
With my hands. How are you feeling?
I'm okay. My head's fine. I had to lie about my headache and memory loss. He'd send me to a hospital for tests. I couldn't leave without Alice.
Very well.
Right. It's not like she could be at the hospital.
But you've obviously been through quite a shock. You should take it easy for a couple of days.
Thanks.
Try not to shoot guns.
Your wife's missing, but you should take it easy for a couple of days.
If the pain gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me. I'll let you get on with it then. Sarah, Sheriff Breaker is waiting for you. She's very good at her job. I'm sure she can locate your wife in no time.
How many sheriffs has she broken?
The image of a small-town doctor. Sheriff Breaker had called him to the station to take a look at the cut in my head. I'm sorry he had to
Instead, he brought his fish.
Oh, she's a beauty, ain't she? Not the biggest I ever caught, if you can believe that coming from an old fisherman like me, but she's right up there. Now, she's a largemouth bass, which is what you're after if you prefer a lure. Now, if you want either trout or salmon, on the other hand, then it's fly fishing for you. You a fishing man, Mr. Wake? Oh, doesn't really matter, I suppose. But it can be very relaxing out there. You can't get me off the water this time of year. Closest thing to heaven.
I'll take your word for it, Doc.
There's just an amazing amount of very true-to-life sounding detail for minor characters that really is very immersive, because it's totally unnecessary for the Doctor to have been fishing, to have brought his fish, to know anything about fishing, or to want to tell me anything about fishing. It's not necessary for the game. All that's necessary for the game is that for him to be a doctor and to treat us so that we can get over the last scene in which we, were injured, to the next scene where, oh, we're not. That's it.
Sarah's probably.
But they put that in there. And I just love that they put that stuff in there. It's great.
Well, they kept the banter to the level that would have been logical for those moments, and not too much.
And it's also optional in the sense that, like, if you're
there's a TV. I saw a TV there.
I don't think it's actually. It's actually, first of all, it's a computer.
No, the other one.
That's a microwave.
No, to your left. Your other left. There you go. See,
yeah, but
TV.
It's not an interactable item.
Oh, is it just like a security monitor or something?
That one's too new looking. Like, you notice that one kind of looks like a flat panel. All the ones that are interactable are kind of like the curved screen tube TV.
Funkman says, yeah, the Doctor is a little too earnest about saying the sheriff is good.
Waiting for you in her office down the corridor.
Oh, there's the lamp lady. She's scuttling away.
I guess you can call her the town eccentric. She used to be the editor of the local newspaper, but she's focused on, other things these days.
She'd fit right in.
Like her lamp.
As you can see, she's a little obsessed with maintaining the light bulbs of the whole town, refuses to step on shadows, things like that. Back in her day, she wrote
You know what's really, really funny?
in the paper. Bright Falls has a colorful...
We have someone in town just like that.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah,
when the town started shutting off part of the lights to save the electricity because of budget issues, she went on a tirade trying to make sure that they would keep all the lights in town on.
What, street lamps or interior lights?
Street lamps. No, street lamps.
Street lamps? Okay, I could see that. It pisses me off. The Amati here does that too, and it really pisses me off.
It's a money thing. But, Funk says, yeah, I like this game. Is it hard? Would you describe this as hard?
I don't know. I kind of thought parts of it were hard the first time I played it because it felt like you didn't have to conserve ammo in order to succeed, and so I didn't. And as a result, I was like, oh, everything was going fine right up until, no bullets, no flashlight batteries. And at Nightmare, it was a lot harder, but it forced me to conserve, and the act of conserving made things much easier.
Right. And
the only thing is, of course, is that it's heavily scripted in the sense that, like, you lose all your guns and your ammo and your flashlight at the end of every episode. So the conservation doesn't carry over from one chapter to the next.
Bob Robertson said the paper under the fish is dry. Must be a lutefisk.
Yeah, it's Mulligan here. I'm at Stucky's gas station with Thornton. There's no sign of him. Over.
Wait. Yeah, this is Thornton. Look, we've located the parade float. It's here. That's some good news, right? Stucky was supposed to be driving it at the rehearsals today. Over.
Oh, give me that. Mulligan here. Looks like someone really thrashed the garage. Over.
Okay, roger that, guys. Keep looking for Stucky. Jane's out.
Right, so they're looking for the guy we killed.
Yeah.
And they found the float, which apparently somebody stole and took a joyride in.
It's amazing he doesn't have any blood spatter on him with all those people that he apparently shot at close range on him.
I'm skipping the manuscript pages. Basically, what they do is they just they kind of predict the future a little bit. Like they tell you like what's
really
going to
like
happen.
Now, Mr. Wake,
dramatic
she's in the
foreshadowing.
office.
So can you actually leave? I mean, do you have like open world control here or
No. This
okay.
game was originally apparently designed to be kind of an open world, and there are some levels where you can kind of see how it was supposed to be, but this game is pretty much linear, plot-driven.
Okay, so it is. Yeah, they're having you on a path, and you can't dissuade or move away from it. Are there any hidden things with the people here?
I think these are devs, actually.
Oh, I was just wondering if they were supposed to be the people in the woods that went on and you had to shoot them.
Yeah, so the lamp lady maintains a list of every light bulb in town, numbered with dates as to when it was last replaced,
As how old it was?
and then goes around preemptively replacing them before they go out.
Come in.
Wow, that's nice of her. Why is everybody else's electrical panel open though?
Dead. It's charged now.
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake?
How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night, but I couldn't. She'd lock me up.
Can't have that.
Funk says he loves the lamp lady.
Verizon.
More product placement.
Hello?
Oh, lamp lady.
I don't know. I think she'd be a little old for you, Funk.
Alice?
Stop talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
Who is this?
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're going to meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak. Midnight. Don't do nothing stupid, pal. We're watching you.
Okay, so this is where the long diversion begins.
Yeah, this went sideways real quick.
That allows the game's action to continue on and not reveal the plot details for a very, very long time.
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back.
Of course, Mr. Wake. You can get there through the cell corridor. Just don't mind Walter in there. He's one of our regulars.
I thought he quit drinking for good.
Oh, no such luck. He went on a bender and beat Danny pretty badly. He started shouting like that the moment he woke up.
They won't listen to me. I need it to be bright in here.
He's screaming he wants the light on.
He's afraid they're gonna come get him. And he's right.
Can you help me? Can you turn the lights on? Thank you.
Oh, so you can.
Yep.
You're all right. You're a good guy. Don't let anybody tell you different. You know, I shouldn't even be in here. The cops, they got it all wrong. See, sure, I beat him up, but I wasn't drunk. I mean, I wasn't drunk at the time. I only got...
I was drunk later.
Okay, listen.
In celebration.
Listen carefully now. Here's the kicker. That wasn't Danny. No, sir. It only looked like him. You want to know who it really was? I'll tell you who it really was. It was a goddamn space alien! I know it sounds like something a drunk would say, but believe me, I wasn't drunk then.
Okay, so he's supposedly, quote-unquote, seen them too.
Yeah, exactly. His buddy, his friend was one of them, and he beat him up.
Now, is there something in that cell that you're supposed to pick up? Something on the bed?
It said, go through the
oh, yeah, manuscript page, you're right. Again, I don't need them because I already have them all, but if this was a playthrough that was incomplete, I would need to pick them up.
Gotcha. I was just wondering if the fact that it was in an open cell, maybe left by a former cellmate or something, would be significant.
It's been another long night, and it's about time for me to sign off for a while. God knows I need my beauty sleep. Just one more.
It's daytime.
Before I go.
It's morning.
Busy
busy night for the sheriff's department. We've had a few broken windows, even a report of shots fired on Main Street. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton had to deal with two intoxicated young men who were celebrating the completion of their Deerfest float. Now, folks, we get this every year. I know it's exciting that the big day's almost here, but let's save it for the party and leave the gunplay for the shooting competition, huh? There's no point in getting all worked up yet.
Yeah, this music could really work up all the gun toters.
Hole in the fence behind the police station. There was something for me in an abandoned car.
Wow, you're gonna have to pay for that.
Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business.
Barry?
Ow! Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Ow! What the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
And of course, Barry knows the address because, you know, reasons. Oh, wait. TV. There's a TV over there. Can you turn that one on?
Reveals the world of his story from darkness.
What, in the cell or?
Yeah, no, in the hallway.
Oh, yeah, it's showing another one of the things.
Granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
Okay, so is he trapped in a world of his own creation through whatever dark means he's having to write this?
Inadvertently caused on their recent.
Are you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her.
Did you talk to my finger?
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
I see, I did get to punch him.
Take it easy.
Huh?
Hey, nobody move. Get your hands off of my client.
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent. If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want
Except to my face.
Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Get me out of here.
Why did he punch him in the face? I don't get it.
This is the doctor who runs the clinic who are... Hold on a second, I'm going to pause this.
Yeah, please explain to me
okay.
What just happened.
You have a drug abuse problem, and you are a famous writer with a writer's block.
I thought he was an alcoholic.
Your wife basically arranged this trip, or at least Alan Wake believes she arranged this trip for the purpose of getting you into this place called Cauldron Lake Lodge, which is a quote-unquote clinic, which he perceives to be a booby hatch. So there's a suspicion that, one, your wife was conspiring behind your back to get a psychiatrist to admit you into this facility, and now your wife is missing, which means you suspect him. And he's also kind of a jerk, and you have issues with restraint and temperament control.
Apparently, yeah. Okay, well, the dramatic foreshadowing or the setup of that wasn't quite clear, other than the artificial anger and misplaced rage on things.
Plus, we now get introduction to the real hero of Alan Wake, Barry.
Hey, Barry. I'm starting to like Barry.
Replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
No, Barry is awesome.
What's with the life preserver?
I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. and he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake!
I'm unclear on the whole good-bad thing.
Yeah, we call that bad.
Wow, I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later!
Bob Roberts in the chat says, look, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean no one is following you.
Yep.
What an airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a Swing at everybody. This is not her fault.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan. She even has a fan site dedicated to you. And she was very helpful when I was looking for you. Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car, just listen to yourself. What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared? When was the last time you slept? What, are you high? Have you been drinking? No. Look,
God, I wish. Would at least explain all this.
got Alice. Do you understand what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong. It's a good story.
Yeah, man.
It would be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Wait here.
I love how he basically says, have you been drinking? He's like, no, I'm missing a week.
You have any drugs or weapons
wait a
in the
minute.
car? No, it's Tuesday.
Yeah. Bucktooth Charlie, Columbian mammoth. Skeleton of a Columbian mammoth. This specimen, estimated to be 14,000 years old, was recovered from the La Brea tar pits in 1981, donated to the Elderwood National Park in 1998, when the Columbian mammoth became Washington's state fossil.
He is the most interesting mammoth in the world.
There's just so much detail in this. It's crazy.
Wow, this could be an actual museum in an actual town like this.
Yeah. I think there's actually achievement for finding like all the little bits you can examine in there as well.
Well, they got the wood grain down pat.
Yeah, signs. So signs is there too, stuff to read.
Wow, birds killed. You've killed over 4,000 birds in this game.
I'm almost done.
Hey, Rusty, right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about
With a
this.
dog.
Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Okay, sure. What happened?
Crazy poachers. Max here got his foot caught in a trap. They're illegal to use here.
Al, you can't just go and meet a kidnapper. Those situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No, this whole thing. Listen, you hit your head.
I think this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice.
Wow, he's starting early.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take Barry up there.
If
Don't worry
you
about
have
it.
any trouble finding it,
Wow.
just keep
Don't tell your wife.
radio mast. It's right below that.
So that's
And hey, if you
up
take
there.
a walk in the woods, watch your steps so you don't end up like Max. I guess I'm a little worried. We got a bunch of campers out there we haven't heard from. It's not like these people are on a schedule.
Yeah, and
With the traps, well,
Alan's got nothing to wear.
I just don't want any trouble.
Right, thanks.
Like, that's an incredible amount of detail and effort to put into a gameplay thing, which basically is just like, yeah, watch out in the woods, there's bear traps. I mean, that's literally what that's all about.
Joke on me.
Do we have to keep Barry from stepping into one?
Ha ha! Let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny, Al. You can quit it now. Look, Al, you're asking me to believe that you shot a dude who went poof into thin air, a guy who was
Several dudes, in fact.
pointed a flashlight at him. You hear that from people who end up spending time in padded rooms, strapped to their beds, wearing white shirts with...
The dialogue's also voluminous and repetitive, so you can let it run as long as you want,
get around.
or
Oh,
just,
okay.
you know.
Al? We should go to the sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her! This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand. You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help, and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
In this town? What cavalry are you referring?
Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be deliverance all over again.
Bless you.
Oh, this place is trying to kill me. I'll bet there's mold in here, spores, poison ivy, God knows what. This is so not worth a 15% commission.
Cabin's nice.
This is true. Yeah, the cabin is kind of nice. A lot of wood. More wood.
So you notice we
They left
lost all of
batteries
our
for you.
batteries. So we had like max 20 batteries.
Funkman wants to know, is anything going to develop with Barry's sneeze?
Honestly.
Could become very important. Should we leave the lights on for Barry?
Yeah, we're going to leave the lights on for Barry.
In the dark. Bob Robertson says, I sure hope so.
Bird.
Wait here, Al. I'll hold down the fort. I'll be with you in spirit every step of the way, Al. Locking the door now.
Okay, so you got your revolver back, but you only got 12 bullets now? What happened to all that ammo that you saved up?
Like I said, they reset all that stuff. Because
Oh my God.
things are balanced for what they give you at the start, so they don't let you stockpile between episodes.
So does Barry drive a Humvee? Is he driving an H2 or something?
Barry had the keys to the car he rented. Wasn't a long walk to the visitor center, and it wouldn't be any use to me in the forest.
Who would rent that?
Yeah, basically, they don't want you
Seriously?
using the car right now. And I think later
Well, of
on,
course
I think
not.
there is vehicle use in the game, and I think there's an achievement I don't have.
I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice.
There's an achievement, I think, for completing a sequence without using any.
Really?
I might
Wow, it's
try
the
that.
opposite of GTA. Bob Robertson, a guy like Barry would rent that. No, I'm just wondering what rental place in the area of this town would have that vehicle in stock. I mean,
Yeah,
how
it's
far
like
did he
it's
have
like
to
an
drive?
FJ Cruiser, isn't it?
Yeah.
I once saw a post, I think on Reddit, where people were arguing about cars and about the FJ Cruiser, and somebody was claiming that they had not heard or they had never seen and never heard of such a vehicle. And I think
exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
somebody pointed out, I think, that this was a well-known and popular vehicle, and unless you were from Kazakhstan, you should, of course, have heard it. This I found particularly hilarious because just that week, someone living in the building with me had bought one, and I had seen it parked in the garage.
See? There you go.
In Kazakhstan.
Funkman says you could run over trees with that truck. Nah, they just look tough.
Our very own Dr. Nelson has just parked his rear end in the studio. Doc, what's your Deerfest plan like?
My plan? You make it sound a lot more organized than I ever seem to manage.
Oh, why are we laughing?
Taking the atmosphere. I'm getting a little too rickety to do much more than that, you know.
Oh, tell me about it. No sack race for us older gentlemen, huh?
Yes, exactly, Pat. But I'm going to check out the parade, of course.
Steel.
And I'll be one of the pie
Bullets.
contest judges, too.
Well, that takes a different kind of constitution.
Oh, yeah, it's my kind of exercise.
Now, Doc, seriously, you're in pretty good shape, though. You're the outdoors type. I know for a fact you're an avid fisherman.
That's right. Matter of fact, just caught a heck of a largemouth bass early this morning.
But you're not taking part in the fishing contest?
No, not this year. See, Pat, I'm just not that competitive anymore. Now I just like to take my time and enjoy the peace of it. It's no fun if I need to worry about what I'm catching, you know?
Well, considering your track record, the participants are probably pretty happy you feel that. Well, that's kind of you to say.
Gonna check out the tire swing. Make sure it's not bear trapped. Now, here's my question: are the bear traps obviously trapped when you go by them, or are they like really hidden?
The
and you gotta
bear
worry about
traps
it?
are kind of obnoxious. I mean, this is not.
What? Are we on an active volcano? What the heck?
Yes, actually.
What?
Yeah.
So what is this supposed to be? Like Yosemite or
Cauldron
something?
Lake is basically in a volcano caldera, and the island sank into the lake during an eruption, or because of an eruption.
Alrighty then. So this is supposed to be like a Yosemite type environment where they have that kind of
Elderwood Nature
natural
Trail, Moonshine Cave, Lover's Peak.
giant volcano throwing the virgins. Funkman in the chat says, yeah, the FJ Cruiser quietly has the greatest steering wheel available for under $30K. Not a sponsor. Okay, that was weird. Why are the birds all congregating in there? Why is there a television with the windows broken? And who is providing the electricity to make this television work?
All good questions.
And cure of civilization. But some crimes are impossible to punish, especially in Night Springs.
My only issue with the TV programs is that there's no way to full screen them.
Oh, yeah.
The man in the mirror.
I mean, I realize they're really low res anyway.
Can you kneel down or angle the camera in?
He's inside, Agent. He's a weird one.
There's literally no crouch.
I'm waiting for you to find out that the TV is not plugged in.
Coming?
Yeah, but why would you do that? I mean,
Doesn't even have a cable.
See?
Took a kid to a soccer game. So how come at the game you pick a guy and, quoting from the arresting officer's report here, assault the victim's head area repeatedly with the weapon of choice being a pair of bare fists? Wow, that sentence really flows, huh? Maybe you're not the literary type. Okay, so you mess him up. But why? Who was that guy? We couldn't ID him. Why would a guy like you do him like that?
I didn't like his face.
Well, you must have hated it, because you really went to town there. I mean, there's no way to tell what he looked like. No ID on him either.
That must be difficult.
But then we ran the fingerprints. Got a match. Your prints. Identical.
Huh, how about that?
Your son said you were wearing a white shirt when you took him to the game. But the white shirt is on the dead guy.
It's plenty red now.
You won't get away with this.
Do you really think that's in any way relevant to me? I had plenty of time to talk to my boy before the cops arrived, you know? He won't stop screaming, am I right? You think he's ever gonna be okay? I left my mark. Believe me.
You bastard.
What? You gonna shoot me? What's the point? I'm going to prison. You got me.
I don't understand any of this.
And you never will. Don't worry. Maybe you'll see me again, Agent. Maybe in the mirror.
Stay tuned for the next exciting episode of
Yeah, I don't know whether that was supposed to be like a body switch scenario or something.
Why are the leaves floating around in that room like transparent potato chips?
I think they're feathers, actually.
Is that what they're supposed to be? Like a pillow exploded. Why is there a trailer outside of a cabin? I'm so confused. Uncle Nate 1000's in the chat. Hi, Uncle Nate. It says, yeah, the power comes through the antenna, obviously. Funk says, what the beep just happened with that? He goes, I don't know, man. I know as much as you do.
I think they allowed themselves to just go and do a bonkers sort of Twilight Zone scenario without really making it clear what they even thought was going on.
I'm just wondering how much of the parallels is supposed to be like for here, or dramatic foreshadowing, or Thematic ambiance.
The vision left me weak. This was no head injury.
Rusty, hang on! I'm coming!
Please, help me! Help me!
That doesn't look
Put
good.
the car in gear.
Can you hear me? Anyone? Please
No.
help me!
Hello?
Help me, help you!
I'm back here. Hey, please help me.
Oh my god.
Mr. Wake?
Oh, hell. Did your dog do this?
Just the way it was on that page. I found. Came true. It knew. So dark. It'll come back for me. You must... The lights. In the office. I have the key.
Okay, Rusty. Hang on. I'll be right back.
Whatever did this couldn't
Whoa,
be far.
okay.
Rusty had found a page from the manuscript. It would help me understand what had happened.
Shh. Okay.
Boy.
Dog is okay. That's what's really important.
Thank goodness.
Dog is
Jeez.
okay.
I was worried.
No puppers were hurt.
Are there... Yeah, the real question is there any flamethrower fuel?
No, this game basically... The closest thing you
Damn
get to a flamethrower is the flare gun.
Wow.
The only way to make sure that...
So who's driving all these cars into things?
Running and the lights back on.
You know, they should call this generator simulator. All you seem to be doing is firing up Jennies to get the electricity back.
That is a big part of the gameplay.
Alan Wake. Electrician.
Now, getting a little lazy with manuscript pages, it's like 2 of them within like 100 feet.
Funk wants to know in the chat, and goes, can you build an EMP?
No.
Oh man, that would have been useful. Batteries and bullets. Not a single computer past 1995.
Someone had destroyed the circuit breaker. There was no way to get
an axe
back on.
Sure there is. You just need a wire.
Rusty!
Wow, if you had a mag light to give him, he'd be alive right now.
Patches that looked like liquid darkness.
Okay, so now what they do is that
flashlight.
they will they'll put these patches of darkness on the ground. They will hurt you if you walk over it. It's there just to kind of slow you down.
Gotcha. Well, you don't seem in kind of a hurry.
No, I'm not. I'm playing this very deliberately. It's my play style with this game.
Licenses.
They're in the back behind the papers.
And
So
I
is the
always
darkness turning them into these
I always
things?
try to get the maximum value out of flashlight by, not using the burst too much.
Probably a good idea.
And always getting rid of these patches, because what happens is if you get into combat and you're trying to dodge around, you end up stepping in one and it hurts you and it complicates things.
Uncle Nate says, yeah, agreed. The worst thing that you can do in Until Dawn is to let the dog get killed.
Oh. I haven't played that one. Uh-oh.
Something had torn a mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
My God, it was a mammoth.
Well, it wasn't the mammoth because he's still here.
Well, could have been a relative.
Please don't.
He saw what he'd done to his friend.
He'll just come back for more. For those prisoners. License, obey. The Park Ranger's instructions. At all times.
Rusty, no!
Never approach closer than 100 yards. 2 bears and wolves. Never approach any other. Closer.
So Rusty is here to introduce us to the speedy variant of zombie.
Keep your hands inside the car at all times. Against the law. To remove any natural objects or historical artifacts from the park grounds.
Should a sudden change in air pressure occur, please lock the tray table in place. Man, what is this, the Hatchet Fest? It's like everybody and their cousin has got axes.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I
like,
would have been more impressed if they had simply picked up, you know, local things in the area, like a piece of wood, a piece of metal, a brick, a box, you know, something in the environment that they picked up.
yeah. You remember how David Lynch wanted the population of Twin Peaks to be around, like, what's it, 300 or 500? You know, something really small.
Like that,
and they increased it by a factor of 10, which made no sense. Well, I tell you what, like, I don't know how big this town is supposed to be, but you've killed you're going to killing way more people than ever could have lived here by the time this game's over.
And all of them apparently were provided
look,
hatchets
like,
by
what's
the
the kill count? Kills with revolver, 850. Kills with flare gun, 119. Kills with shotgun, 283. Kills with hunting rifle, 177. Kills with flashbang grenades, 358. Kills with vehicles, 193. Indirect kills, 348. Birds killed, 4,074.
Yeah, geez, you're a one-man.
Now that is multiple playthroughs, but even so.
Well, yeah, but still. If Funk wants to know, was that Rusty or Howard Dean?
Could be both. Everybody ever seen them together?
Bob Robertson says, we won't tell the dog about the pig. Heartbreak Hotel.
I saw from the window. I saw something.
Forget about it, Barry. It's just me going crazy.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. You're not crazy. I wish you were crazy, but you're not crazy. Ow, be careful.
Stay in the cabin. Don't open the door for anyone. I mean it.
So if we're crazy, Barry's not real either. Or
well, the other thing is, why doesn't he warn him about the lights? I mean, we obviously know about the light being a factor. Why don't we warn Barry? Barry, don't turn the lights out. Get a flashlight. Hide in your car. Watch out for that owl. I love that they actually have the real cheesy plastic furniture like you really would expect in this environment.
Yeah.
So that's good thinking.
No, the atmosphere overall is just excellent.
I wish the color palette was a little varied, but you know, the environment, it's accurate. It is what it's supposed to be.
They'll change that up a little bit later. There still are a lot of levels that take place in foggy woods, and so there's a certain monotony there. They do break it up a little.
Somewhat.
And there are daytime and nighttime sequences.
I would hope so. Otherwise, this could
although
get
most of the
real
daytime
dull.
sequences are non-action.
Oh.
Not field life. $100.
Still.
And except for a few places where you're supposed to platform, it's like not a falling thing. Like I can't walk around this and itself. At least I don't think so.
That's too bad. You can end it right here. Come on, you can do it. Alan, it's not worth it.
Peak was at the far end of the nature trail.
Supposed to go that way, but there's ash this way. Bring Moonshine Cave.
It's too bad that they had to actually put arrows there.
Why would somebody want to help you by hiding caches and then put them deliberately in places that are darker? Like, why not put it under the lamp?
The giant
Instead, you
arrow
got to come
pointing
into the
right
dark
here.
cave to get it. All right, shotgun.
Yeah, if you left that shotgun in here, that would get terribly rusty real quick.
Think.
Ooh, he's got lithiums now. They're upgraded from your regular alkaline batteries.
Did Energizer even make lithium batteries? I guess
I think everybody has a lithium version now.
That's the excuse for the rebound effect, you know, where when you pull it out and it starts to discharge and then it comes back without charging. It's I don't know. Not important. Mistimed my dodge there.
Owie. So what happens if you actually, die?
It just restarts to checkpoint.
Oh, okay. So it does actually count as a death, not a wounding, and you're taken to the dark side kind of thing.
No, I mean you have some health. If your health goes all the way down, you'll die, and the deaths restart you to the last checkpoint, which usually means like the last place you had that had one of the bright lights.
Funkmon says the guy who's helping you is John Carmack. Yeah, with his stolen version of Poser.
Yeah, so like that's a checkpoint. So as long as you make it past that, I wouldn't have to redo that fight now.
No, that's good. Remember, kids, save often.
Yeah, there's no manual save at all.
I know, that's kind of a bummer, but I can understand why in a game like this.
Okay, and when the woods goes like this with the extra noise, that tells you that enemies are coming.
Well, I was going to ask you, what is that indicator in the upper left-hand corner? It's the semicircle red around the regular circle?
The red is your health bar, and the yellow is a compass indicator. So you can see that basically gives me the path to my objective.
So does this mean you're at half health? Is a full circle?
No,
that is
full. That is full.
Okay. Just not exactly obvious. Yeah, Bob was just asking, is there a health level indicator? Apparently that's it. It's the red semicircle. Oh, he's hiding in the tree. Oh my god, it's Paul Bunyan. Oh, jeez, there's a bunch. Oh, was that the dodge?
Yep. Oh, ow.
Oh, jeez.
Great old one. Felled by lightning, 1937.
Well, there was a tree that apparently that was like over 5,000 something years old, or 10,000 something years old, that apparently was accidentally set on fire by a person who crawled inside of it and was using drugs. Apparently was lighting something up and they set it on fire. Okay, so if they throw an axe at you once, does that mean they get like a recharge of axes?
Yeah, it's like some kind of phantasmal axe. They get it back.
That's annoying.
Yeah, see? There's another one.
Yeah. Yeah, Funk said that Paul Bunyan, that guy was really hard to kill.
Yeah, there are some bigger, taller guys, and some of them will eventually get chainsaws. Those end up being hard to deal with, especially when they're part of a larger group.
Mm. Oh, Funk wanted to say, what was it? What did the tree sign actually say?
Oh, it was about the fact that the tree was 200 years old and was felled by lightning.
Gotcha. Yeah. Uncle Nate says, R.I.P. to easy to see, clear health bars like in older games. So this one's not that bad.
It's not bad. It's just unusual enough to throw you off in that it's not a straight horizontal bar, and it's it's like a half circle, and it's at a 45-degree angle for no really clear reason, and it also makes you think that thing should be a radar that shows you enemies, but it doesn't.
Right. No, thank you. That's exactly what I thought.
There is no radar, but when they spawn enemies behind you, they do one of those little cinematics to tell you they're doing it.
Another generator that just somebody fell out of somebody's pocket. Yeah, to be honest, when I saw that, I thought maybe that was supposed to be like a visual representation of what you can actually see being in third person or something.
Yeah, that's like an FOV thing? No.
Yeah. There was some kind of an indicator of where you were looking in relation to what you can see. Funk says, yeah, do you guys know about the tree Prometheus?
No.
It was a bristlecone pine, and they were drilling a core to check its age. So this grad student apparently effed up the drill so it got stuck, and he said, screw it, we'll just cut it down.
That's awful.
Well, you know, kids these days.
Yeah, kids these days and their tree core drills.
That's my freaking head, you student. So they cut it down.
Bear. Okay, so the bear alert is supposed to be there to tell you to watch out for the bear traps, because there actually are no bears.
Well, did you get the
bears
bear
are not
spray?
a thing.
Yeah.
No, there's no bear spray, and there's no bears.
Come on. It was at the Quickie Mart. I could have sworn.
The thing that's obnoxious about the bear traps is that basically you see them there, they're flashing things on the ground, but they kind of look like all the other things you want to pick up.
Yep.
Instead of avoid.
Wow. Well, Funk says, yeah, so they cut it down, and apparently it turned out it was the oldest known tree to exist.
Wow. This ambush, when I first played the game, caused me so much headache.
Oh, really? It was just set up in such a way that was difficult? See, now this to me looks like an opportunity for the flare gun.
Yep, but I'm trying to avoid using it.
Wow, we got double side swinging tracksuit wearing mother truckers. I think there's somebody behind you too.
Cinematic dodge.
Yeah, you're getting all John Wooey up here. Jeez, where do they get all these sharp implements?
Walmart.
Uncle Nate said, yeah, did anyone else hear that marathon loon sound?
Yeah, that is a sample that I've heard in a bunch of other games.
They probably used that sample pack.
Okay, I think there's something to pick up over here. I think some collectibles get removed from the game after you pick them up, so that's why, like, for instance, we have not seen a single coffee thermos, because I think when you pick them up on one profile, they're removed from the game, so you don't see them, whereas the pages are always there for every play session as long as you haven't picked them up. Through tree.
It makes me want to make some.
Yep, see, this is a through tree, as opposed to a non-through tree that you can't go through.
Bob Robertson said, did it with style. Funk says, I like this forest. I just wish it was daytime so it wasn't so scary.
Now, see, I don't find this game scary. I find the idea that, like, Alan's a little bit scared, and Barry is definitely scared, but I'm not scared. I mean, there's tension. There's tension, you know? And the game is also very well paced. You know what I'm saying? Like, it gives you enough quiet time so that you start to be nervous about what's happening next instead of just there being constant action.
Well, here's something scary. You've only got 4 bullets.
It is scary.
Bob Robertson says, yeah, the slow-mo dodge reminds him of Sam Peckinpah.
I could see that.
Gonna do some wild bunch up in here.
You're not supposed to get wild bunched up.
Punkman says, it's dark in there, so it's hard to see the bad guys. That's the definition of scary.
Please keep doors closed. Okay. Okay, now, important safety tip.
Thanks, Egon.
A lot of people I've seen waste bullets on things in this game.
Oh, what's happening? What's happening? Oh, seriously? There we go. What? Oh, jeez. Is this where you kill the millions of birds?
There's lots of birds to be killed.
Remember, 4 bullets. Save the last one for yourself.
Hey, look what it is.
Come on, we gotta get moving. More of them coming. That flashlight's kid stuff. The flares will keep the bastards away.
Yeah, Funk says, dude, those guys are scary.
I see him. Come on, we gotta move.
Why?
Because that's the way the story goes.
Yeah, but...
Let's move!
I lost my gun back there.
Oh, I've got a gun. Just keep that light steady on him.
It took a moment, but then I recognized him. He'd been on the ferry when I first arrived here with Alice. He knew my name. We were headed in the direction of Lover's Peak. There was no way this was a coincidence. He was the kidnapper.
Come on, Wake! You better keep up.
This is the guy complaining about yuppies on the ferry.
And
basically,
he kidnapped your wife.
They take away your gun here. The idea being here is that you use the flashlight and he uses the gun.
Oh
wow! But you still have to avoid, you know, the other guys.
Yes.
So. I think he can't die though.
I would hope not. And Funkmon says, I said scurry. As opposed to naked. I've only got 9 batteries left.
That's more than enough.
Yeah, my question is, how many bullets does he have? Or is it infinite?
Oh, he's got infinite bullets, I think.
Okay, so it's just leaving it up to you to get their dark powers down.
Yeah, see, so even there, what you want to do is you want to keep him back by using the flinch mechanic there. Because even after you've destroyed the shield, they'll still flinch if you pulse it.
Lover's Peak. Right up these stairs, Wake. Use the flares from the emergency box to hold them off while I get these boards off.
Give me the gun.
Oh, great. Now it's a cover mission.
Are you kidding? Give me the gun!
No time for back talk. Hold them off, damn it.
Funkmon says, stupid yuppies can't carry infinite bullets.
Okay, so basically you just drop flares out here, and he's working on opening the door.
I feel like I'm waving them at a T-Rex. I'm sorry, have you ever tried to blow out a flare? These are got to be the lowest lasting, the slowest.
Yeah. I mean,
burning,
it's
shortest
ridiculous.
lasting flares I've ever seen.
Just a little longer. I almost got it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, jeez. How did he get behind you?
He came from the side there. Now, if they stand close enough to it long enough, it can get rid of the shield, and then he can shoot them. All right, so that we're good.
Don't you want to close that? I think you want to close that gate. You know, because reasons.
Better now, Wake. Oh, come on, safe. Come on. Only sissies.
Yuppie.
Dark.
And my photographer taking wife. So thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, Funk says, yeah, no joke, Blackstar. You know, flares go on forever, even underwater sometimes. These flares are tricky birthday candles at best. Yep. I totally agree.
This is it, Wake. The last stand. There's more flares here. Get ready. We fight them as long as they keep coming.
Give me the goddamn gun! They're coming!
That's not how this goes. Get with the program, Wake.
Yeah, yuppies can't use guns.
And the tricky bit about this is that they will be climbing up from the sides as well.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yep.
wow. Okay, so they're doing the full-on zombie tropes, huh?
Yep.
Funkass's Wake a slider? Whatever that means.
No, it's not a multi-dimensional thing.
Well, I asked that before. We weren't sure exactly what kind of a universe we were dealing with. I'm surprised you can't pick up the axes and use them. I mean, they're throwing enough at you.
I'm trying to remember if I get an axe in this. Remember. Oh, wow.
Wrenches too? Now they got wrenches? Oh, jeez, he's got a pickaxe. You're gonna get impaled here in a second. Oh, at least he's rocking the headshots. Wonder what his KD is.
Oh!
Oh, jeez! Oh, I think you're in trouble, man. Your health bar is like in the toilet,
I think
and the
that's
whole world's gone even more gray, which I didn't think is possible.
Yeah, that's it.
Let's cut the act.
You got lucky.
Where's my wife?
I knew you were going to say that. I read it all before. You're a hell of a writer. Congratulations. You're going to bring about something glorious and terrible once we get you some proper editorial control.
What the hell are you talking about? Where's Alice?
I want the entire manuscript, or she's gonna suffer bad.
You touch her now.
Wow, okay. Wasn't expecting that.
Well, at least we got the gun back.
Yeah, I had a feeling that would turn up.
No! Come back here!
I
swear I'll kill you if
take it we lose him in the woods, so we don't know how to get to our wife.
Yeah, come back here. Come back here so I can kill you.
He had Alice, and he wanted.
It's amazing how that appeal doesn't work.
Magical power, but I had no manuscript to give him. I had to get back to Barry and figure out my next move.
This is supposed to give you the motivation for collecting the pages.
Gotcha.
But
because apparently he didn't want the manuscript. It's strewn around everywhere.
Yeah, but it's also worth pointing out that like it doesn't matter if you don't do it. It's not like you meet him next and he's like, "That's not enough pages," and you could have collected more. It's not a gameplay mechanic at all.
Fogmon says this type of slider is someone who exhibits paranormal phenomenon known as street light interference. The idea is that people can make street lights turn on or off when walking under.
Oh, I thought you meant like that, like. Okay,
the TV show Sliders?
Yes, exactly. That like you could follow John Rice Davies into another universe. That is a bear trap. And
okay.
They make them glow like that when you shine the light on them so that you can see them, because otherwise it would be almost impossible to notice these brown metal things on the ground. I mean, look at that. I mean, without the shiny bit, it would be hard to see until you're very, very close. The problem with it is that batteries and ammo and other pickup items also shine in a very similar manner. So
you're not sure if it's good or bad. Until
it's like you're going towards it, like thinking you're going to pick something up, and like, oh no, it was a bear trap.
Mm-hmm. Uncle Nate says, yeah, that would explain his walks at night. Apparently, he exhibits this on street lamps.
Yeah, and there are a whole bunch of areas where it's like there's a whole bunch of explorable area that doesn't seem to make any sense, and sometimes there aren't even things. Like, see there, I'm like, oh, manuscript page. Nope, bear trap.
Yeah, Funkman says from the wiki, apparently a slider refers to someone who allegedly causes this effect, and cites sliders claiming being able to extinguish a row of lamps in sequence, one going out as a witness nears it. So, kind of like if you've ever seen Bell Book and Candle, it's that kind of thing.
Well, also like a McGonagall. Yeah, so bear trap, bear trap, bear trap.
Oh, geez. How many bears are there? I think you're walking too close to one, though. Yeah, Bob Robertson says, yeah, collecting manuscripts is like Tempest Earache.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, see, there. There was one. So basically, it's a quick time event where you got to get out of the thing.
While you're being attacked?
While you're being attacked, yeah.
Oh, that's evil. So they're not bear traps, they're people traps. I doubt they come and throw
and as I
axes
said,
at bears.
there are and basically they only shine when you shine the light on them. So when I move the light away, the glow disappears. So you can't see one that you're not, aiming the light at.
Funk says this place must be riddled with bears.
Nope. No bears. Literally no bears.
Yeah, I have yet to see one.
Game has no bears. 0 bears.
The music's good. It's definitely situational. Yeah. The birds are starting to irk me, though.
Oh, you have not yet begun to burb.
Oh, really? That bad, huh?
In fact, I was starting to talk about the birds, but I was a little early. The sequence I wanted to talk about is later.
Oh, you didn't want to ruin it.
Birds are one of the number one things that people waste ammo on.
Bullets on. Oh, jeez.
Okay, flare time.
He was hiding in the bushes. Too bad you can't wave the flares at them and stab them with them. Or, like, put the flares on a stick, you know, and wave it around their faces or something. Oh, behind you. I like how the camera does that. That's a nice mechanic.
This is an extremely cinematic game.
Oh, I'm starting to get that. Funk says, if I was playing this, playing then Narc, I would have shit and run in real life. Hey, we haven't heard Funkmount's playthrough of Alien Isolation yet, so I'm waiting for that. Hear of screaming, and then the Xbox controller hitting the floor. Are you going the right way? You just following the arrow there, or is it like leading you into...
No, actually, the compass guidance in this game is really good. It's hard to get lost. It generally does a good job.
In nightmare mode, is there a compass?
Yes,
man,
they don't take that away.
That would be a serious trope if they did. Oh yeah, you missed one.
I knew there was a third one around. I didn't see where he'd gone to.
I'm really surprised you haven't started a forest fire yet. Funk says, yeah, like the bad guy that jumped out of the bush in this game at me, I would have turned off the Xbox and uninstalled it.
The big guys, if I recall, take four headshots to kill.
4 headshots?
Yeah.
Wow, this is harder than I thought. I thought you were just, you know, a bad shot. Yeah, Bob Robertson says, yeah, can you fire a flare and then poke at him with it and set him afire? Yeah, that's what I was wondering. You know,
no, they don't catch fire.
Half-Life
Half-Life 2 has that, but...
I would have thought if you could find a stick and just, like, you know, wrap some rope or shoestrings or something around them, you could make, you know, flare spears.
Yeah. And a lot of these encounters kind of trick you into thinking, oh, what you ought to do is run for the Jenny and then turn it on real quick, so you're panicking like, turn on, while the enemies are closing around you. It really just makes sense to take them out and then turn the Jenny on and don't get sucked into that, you know?
Yeah, Funk likes the setting on a fire idea. He said that's a great mechanic. Whoa.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's no environmental fire in the game.
I would hope not. Because, man, I can think of, like, you know, 12 federal agencies who really would want people, you know, having a forest fire simulator.
It was clear that it had just fallen here, but it was very old and obviously hadn't fallen in decades. Looking at it sent a shiver
Indy?
down my spine.
Indy, is that you? Dr. Jones? Oh, wait a minute. So, oh, okay. I was just wondering if the plane was reacting or whether there's goop on the plane.
Yeah, goop on the plane. Although, there is a category of enemies called poltergeist objects.
Really?
Trying to guess what that is.
Bob Robertson wants to know, are there any melee weapons? Like the hatchets or things like that?
I'm trying to remember if there is a melee weapon. I don't I don't remember.
Okay, so now the real
Stairs or
question
not.
is, are there lots of bundles of weed on board? And Kathleen Turner?
No.
Damn it.
Pretty sure there isn't any of that.
Okay, not my favorite plane.
Okay, so I get to place some flares for all those ones that I used. Good.
You know, I was going to say that was pretty conveniently placed, but technically this is anything but convenient.
Yeah, crash plane. Not very convenient, really. I mean, it's convenient for us. It wasn't convenient for them.
Yeah, no bodies or anything?
No, again, but again, we're not really sure exactly how much of anything that's going on is really real anyhow. Especially since the implication is that we are somehow involved in creating or influencing
a world or
what's
universe
going on
with our writing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the... And he won $1 million in the lottery. Hey, look out, you're right. Duck, duck, duck. Oh, jeez. That's gonna hurt. Oh, flare time. Yeah, you're totally getting swamped. See, now here, taping the flashlight to the
hunting rifle. You'd think that would work. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that would be more convenient. Behind you. Why is everybody either wearing flannel or a tracksuit?
Oh, I don't have any ammo for that? Oh, I guess not.
You know, Funk is actually saying out loud something that I was kind of saying in my head. It says, no fire, no bears, no hot chick, and at the other side of a cable car. I bet this was inspired the Firewatch developers.
Did you know that the voice of the other person in the Firewatch is Failsafe?
You're kidding. It's the same actress?
No. Yeah.
Wow. I think I have a bone to pick with her. Oh, and now conveniently there's rifle ammo floating around.
Yep.
Just because you happen to have a rifle. Now, how many rifle shots does it take?
I think just 2.
How many rounds can you load in that mag?
3?
3?
Well, actually, I think 3 is all I have.
Oh, it's 5. No, you can do
Yeah,
5 at a time. Okay.
But I got 30 pistol rounds, so I'm okay.
Funkmon says, well, now I hate failsafe. I just found her tone of voice on her friendly side was just too saccharine for me. If they toned that down a couple of notches, it probably would have been fine, but it's just too cheerful all the time. Now, it's funny, all the weird quotes that they're saying, it sounds like it's just things that people would think off the top of their heads or part of their personalities or life experiences.
It's one of the reasons why the game's accused of having an inconsistent tone, because it seems like they're trying to make them like zany and random, but also topical, like things that people would say. Like the park ranger was talking about, only you can prevent forest fires.
Yeah, I don't think that they're going for that tone, but if they were either insane or there was something infected them that was messing around with their brains,
and
their brains are just firing things off randomly, that would sort of make sense, you know? Like somebody who's infected with a fever or is delirious or gone insane, they would say random, inane stuff. Oh, that doesn't look good. Is this thing going to fall into the water? Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if it was going to collapse and you had to get off of the thing.
Well, you do. It's unbalanced. You have to walk to the other side, otherwise it'll
Well, it's definitely a metaphor. I think there's a lot of things in this game that are unbalanced, especially the townsfolk. Yeah, I definitely get the feeling that Bungie got the idea of all the psychic goo and whatever else that they
I mean,
and all the other stuff. They
psychic
totally
goo, taken,
cheesed it
touched
from
by
this
the
game.
darkness. Yeah.
Wow.
I always
Really,
thought so.
Bungie? Was it supposed to be an homage, though? I mean, were they big fans of this game so much that they decided to do that, or is it just
incidents?
Hey, let's gank that. Now, I love you don't have like superhuman, miles-long jumping capabilities. It seems very rooted in the practical capabilities of a single human being.
Yeah, I mean, aside from his ability to take multiple hatchet shots to the head without dying, Alan Wake's not a superhero.
And carry 12 guns without actually showing you carrying 12 guns, but yeah.
Just standard video.
Funk says, yeah, I get the impression that it's actually kind of similar to Stephen King in that it's still scary, but pretty funny like that. Well, yeah, King always had humor in his stuff because he knew that you can't just have all horror all the time. You need to have those moments of levity, and if you don't, then the tonality just gets monotone.
Ladder. Where do I go next? Yeah, the game actually name drops Stephen King several times.
I'm
the first
sure,
was
yeah.
in the initial sequence that I skipped just to get right into the present day action.
Also, the whole tone and location stuff is all very much like reminiscent of his novels.
Like I said, it's
locales.
It's a cross between, not Cabot Cove because that's Fletcher, but
Castle Rock.
Is that the name of the town in Maine he sets his stuff in? I've forgotten.
In the area, that's where Castle Rock Pictures got its name from. In fact, there's a series called Castle Rock, which is actually coming out.
Be aware of Widowmakers.
I'll try. Just tell me what defines one before you hit me in the head with that shovel.
3. Darkness is wearing her face.
Yep. Funkmon says, I just threw my phone.
Glad we could be of help, Funk.
No, I mean, it could have been worse.
Have to.
Can
there's
you
no
get
crouch.
trapped in here by accident? Oh, really? There's no crouch.
I don't remember ever getting trapped. I think I might have gotten trapped by objects once and had to restart to a checkpoint.
Okay, I'm just wondering if there's like any place where you could get where you're gonna get attacked where you can't come out. What happened? Something falling you from above?
I think either there's somebody throwing an axe that I don't see, or that's what it looks like when you step in goo. But there's no goo, so I think
maybe he's inside the barrel.
See, I don't see anybody.
No,
That's kind of weird.
Literally, it almost looked like something fell out of a tree and landed on you.
Maybe.
Or did you just walk into one of those branches? Because usually the music kicks up when there's something.
Yeah, usually there's a bunch of the animations that tells you that you're about to be attacked.
It's the birds. The birds are coming.
Oh, like I said, we have not yet begun to burp. Remember which one of these is the main path and which side thing that has a...
Well, the radar seems to be pointed to your left.
Okay.
You have to get over it somehow? around the tree trunks.
Oh.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, ow.
My God, we've turned into Donkey Kong.
That could have been managed better.
Well, they did have the high ground.
And when you don't have much in terms of stamina in the game in general anyway, and when you are hurt, you walk more slowly.
Slowly, yeah. It doesn't look like it. And to be honest, I find that refreshing. It's a lot more practical. Excited about that flare?
No, I just hit the wrong button.
Oh, item limit reached. Okay, there is an item
Oh,
limit.
yeah, there are.
I like that.
20 batteries, 42 pistol. I forget what the maxes are for the other things, but yes, there is max inventory.
Now, can you only carry one gun at a time? So you had to give up the rifle, or did you get two?
No. There are slots. So, for instance, like the shotgun and the rifle, I think, go into one slot. So usually there's like a couple different choices for each kind.
One.
So,
Okay.
I think there's a bigger pistol. I think there's like a Magnum type pistol, but you have to choose between that, which hits harder but
That
has
was the other one,
less magazine capacity. And I think there's 2 kinds of long guns and maybe 2 kinds of shotguns or something like that.
Yeah, the only thing is, I just would have preferred that if you had a rifle or a shotgun, it would be over your shoulder.
Oh. Hi.
No, Funk One, we're coming for you.
Sorry, I just had to do that. I want to see if I can get him to drop his phone again.
That's another area that the first time you encounter it can be quite problematic.
Okay, we haven't seen Funkmon yet. I think maybe I might have made him pee his pants. You heard it here first. Live on Rampancy.net's playthrough of Alan Wake.
Oh, see, I was wrong. There are bears.
Just of the teddy variety.
Yes.
And or a stuffed.
Barry?
Or a wooden.
The porch is covered with birds. They've got all Hitchcock on me.
Stay out of sight. I'm on my way. Don't open the door.
What, am I crazy?
Stay hidden. I'll be there soon. Just make sure you keep the lights on.
I hope we would put something over the windows.
No matter how many times they ask, don't open the door for the birds.
Funkmon says, I peed my pants on Rampancy streams before.
On what? What were we playing that was scary that wasn't Alien Isolation?
He says he just hasn't mentioned it. I don't know. There was probably something else that you've done in the dark. I don't know. Maybe some of the Minecraft ones really got to him. Well, it could have been peeing of excitement. You never know.
I still had to reach Barry at the cabin, but at least I was out of the woods.
Literally. No, literally, I'm out of the wood.
Oh, Funkman says, yeah, it was nothing scary. He just didn't feel like getting up.
So much worse.
Which, if you know Funkmon, you wouldn't put it past him.
Closed for renovation.
I thought it was going to say slippery when wet. Oh, yeah, go to the ladies' room. They got better graffiti. Well, that's what I heard. Wow, there's actually hunting rifle ammo in the women's lavatory.
Yeah. Also, why are these here
why are
in
there
the
stalls?
women's? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Stalls
okay.
like dividers specifically for urinals, but without urinals.
Nope. That.
Yep.
Modeling guys, they messed up bad, and not one stall or toilet in that room. That makes no
No, they're
sense.
all gone. I guess they're being removed.
To find the key to the garage.
Now,
what's that noise?
Why?
What? Why is there a TV in the male bathroom?
A story is not a machine that does what you tell it. A story is a beast with a life of its own. You can create it, shape it, but as the story grows, it starts wanting things of its own. Change one thing and you set off a chain reaction of events that spreads through the whole thing. The characters have to be true to themselves. The events need to follow a logic that fits the story. A single flaw and the magic is gone. The story dies. Alice dies.
Okay, so once we've acknowledged that what's going on is a story that is at least somewhat of our own creation, I guess they're saying you need to maintain believability. You can't just say, Alan saves Alice, the end. You know, you can't just write it. He's got to write within certain restrictions. Oh!
For no apparent reason. Is this one occupied?
Do you have any toilet paper?
Funkmon says Rachel Amber owes him money.
Now, I want to check one thing.
What,
we are in...
Trailer in the Woods?
We are in Return to Barry. I want to see which is the achievement, because there's a couple different vehicle sections. I want to see which one it is that you're not supposed to. Video games.
Unlock.
Furnaces. License revoked. Special one. Complete the episode without using a single
vehicle. Okay, so you can't use any type of car. Do they have other vehicles? Do they have motorbikes or ATVs or anything like that?
License revoked, though. I'm wondering if that is a... So whether it's this episode or another vehicle.
Well, it says vehicle. It doesn't say truck. Doesn't say car. Doesn't say anything like that. It says actual vehicle. So
yeah, but I think the use of the vehicle in this segment is actually mandatory. Like I think it won't. Like it's not gonna. The way out is through this gate, and it doesn't open if I just go up to it. I think I need to.
Can you go under it? Oh, you said there's no crouching. Is there any way around it? Can you go through the model or another door?
No,
window?
so the license revoked thing is an achievement for another episode where the vehicle use is optional.
But here you've got
here, I
no
think
choice.
It's mandatory.
Okay, so who left the lights on?
Question.
And the battery's not going to last too long if they do that. So bright, it looks like it's practically got the high beams.
Yep. Well, actually, high beams are a game mechanic. So.
Oh, you're kidding!
Nope.
Oh, jeez.
They function the way the headlight does. So basically, now when I
put on the high beams, you're
when I put on high beams, where is it?
them.
What is it? I've forgotten what the button is for. Oh, there it is. Okay, it's the A button. It's what normally is the jump button. So you can just squeeze off the high beams.
Can't you just run them over? I mean, you're in a
yes, but running them
truck.
over doesn't damage them unless you've gotten rid of the shield. Yeah.
Wow, so much for the Leica Rock ads.
And the vehicle takes damage as well, which is why they give you multiple other vehicles. Vehicles with their alarms flashing like that are vehicles you can get in.
Now, if this was a Stephen King novel, you'd be playing hits from the 50s as you run people over this way.
Yes. Totally.
Now, do you have to kill or incapacitate everyone, or can you just blow past them?
You can blow past them. You don't have to.
Okay, I just wasn't sure. I just didn't know whether it was necessary to clear the environment of the level before you continued on. Oh, you're in trouble now, Mr. No wheel drive. Oh, I think they run faster than you do. Flare time. How far do you have to go?
I've got to go back up the road to the cabin.
Well, how far is that? Can you make it on foot?
Pretty far. I'll probably need to pick up another car.
Oh,
jeez. Now see, they don't follow you.
Wow.
Everywhere.
Okay, but
like, for instance,
yeah,
they're not going to follow me across this, which I think is a loading zone.
He had super aim on that thing, though.
Yeah, the aim on the throwing axes is kind of ridiculous.
See, now they missed an opportunity there when they said they called that Amberwood or something. They could have called it Elwood. Now, is that supposed to indicate that, you know, either that truck is possessed and we're entering into more Stephen King territory, like Maximum Overdrive, or is it to let you know that that one's drivable?
I thought the flashing lights indicate they were drivable, but I've never driven that.
Oh, dude, it might be fun. Drive a logging truck. Terribly slow, though. I wonder if you could detach the cab. And after a while, this is starting to feel like The Division.
Yeah, but at least it's an excuse. You know, they're possessed by ancient evil. It's not like, oh, okay. No, the lights.
Is it ancient?
The lights go out. Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
Evil is ancient. Ancient evil.
It always is.
No such thing as young, brand new evil.
I don't think there's anything. Okay, I think the only thing in here is to get another car if you want.
Yeah. What about the Jeep? Looks like
As
there's
long
a Cherokee
as
there.
as long as the interior light is on there like that, then it's a drivable.
Is this a Jeep or is it a Ford? I can't tell if it's an Explorer or a Jeep. I think it's a Jeep. Yeah, this one's a lot better than the other truck.
Where am I supposed to... I've lost track of where I'm supposed to be going here.
Well, not into the fence. Bob Robertson said, there is new evil, but it just isn't remarkable. Or I should have said marketable. Oh, man, we really need to take your license away.
No, vehicle controls in this game are absolutely awful. So.
Yeah, I have a feeling they're like super...
And like, I keep wanting to use the right stick to turn, and it does does this whipping around.
Version.
It's quick
yeah,
looking.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's making me ill just watching you do it. Oh, Bob Robertson has a great suggestion. He says maybe the truck will chase you and we'll have a duel. That would have been more of an homage to Spielberg, I think. No, you want to go left. What are you doing?
I think there's something down here.
Oh, you mean like an extra? Bonus?
Or maybe, you know what, I think it was just an
Something
alternate
hidden?
path. That, like, if you lost your vehicle there, you could run up this way.
Oh, and still get to the same location you need
Yeah.
to get to. Okay. It's kind of like a loop thing. Boy, you're going to have to replace that hood. That's going to be expensive. I mean, even this is all your imagination.
Alright, so we're now back at the guy at the
The
visitor
camp.
center. And yeah, they do a roadblock right there.
Seriously?
Force you out of your vehicle.
And there's no way to move it, bash past it. Oh, there's another vehicle though. Can you take that one?
This one I think is not drivable.
The flare gun was probably the best weapon I could imagine against the dark things I was facing.
But we're close enough to being back now.
Oh, jeez, right there. I think Funk just dropped his phone again. Just to call John Carpenter for this, saying, hey, I got a great idea for a movie. Funkmud says, poop is touching cloth. Can't say I blame you there.
Oh, come on.
Insert battery, replace weapon. Yeah, can you do it there? Duck, weave, serpentine, serpentine. Reloading. Yeah, see, the one thing that the lights don't help is they can't stop throwing axes.
Where's my wife?
Enough horseplay, Wake. You deliver the manuscript, and you can have your woman back. Simple as that.
I don't... Listen. I'm gonna need time to finish it. I still need to write the ending. I need a week.
It's not done?
I need a week.
2 days. The old Bright Falls coal mine is nearby. You can find it easy, city boy. The main building, there at noon. You bring the manuscript, you'll get your wife. If not, well, get me?
Yes, I get you.
So now we see that this whole diversion basically was to find out that the guy you already had met sort of was kidnapping your wife, and that he wants the manuscript, and now you get another 2 days to do it. So basically, like, he could have told you that on the phone, and like the whole episode wouldn't have existed.
Yeah, it would have happened. Well, here's the other thing. What is he plan? Oh God.
Herbs.
What is he planning to do with it? Is he looking to sell it? Is he looking to somehow escape whatever this thing is? Or
well, that's what we find out next.
You trying to reshape the town so he wins the lottery? What? I have never seen so many flares and flare guns in one town in my life.
Yep.
So glad you're here. A couple of them got in here before I blocked the chimney. This isn't normal. These birds are weird.
There's no flue in the chimney? That I find surprising. I mean, it's old, but it's not that old. They had flues.
Okay, so the thing about the birds is don't waste bullets on them. Although again, this is near the end of the episode, so there's no point in saving much of anything after this because this is it. So the flare can take out a whole bunch of those at once. Otherwise, you have to wait for the flashlight to grab them all.
Yeah, that seems like a lot. Well, I was wondering where the 4,000 birds were going to come into
but
it. So
it's a waste of regular ammo to do it.
Yeah, there's got to be a bird level somewhere. Barry, he's allergic to birds. Does that make you the bird nader?
Yes. Basically, you can whittle them down with the flashlight. Basically, like bits of them fall off, and then when you've done enough of them, the whole group goes.
Okay. You know what's funny is there's actually a section of this right now that actually reminds me of a section of the latest Destiny raid.
Really? Birds?
Yeah. Something else, but yeah, things flying at you.
You can open the door now. They're gone.
Bob Robertson says, "Yeah, a murder of crows." Yeah, we definitely need some.
Oh, at least that many. That's only if you need it during the fight, because this is the end of the episode anyway.
Well, it sounds like this might be a great spot for a break.
I think so too.
You were having a psychotic episode, man.
I sent Barry to the town to ask around about a man fitting the kidnapper's description. He'd go through the archives of the local paper. Perhaps he could learn something. Anything about the island and the cabin that had disappeared. The man wanted a manuscript. I had to try to write him one to get Alice back. For me,
the evil Daystar, no!
It's been nothing but a metaphor for the human psyche, a tool to use in writing fiction. Now, it was happening for real, and I couldn't put a single word on paper.
Not even a title.
Barry Wheeler speaking.
This is Rose.
Rose?
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Oh, you sweet, brilliant girl.
Could you and Mr. Wake come get them? I live in the trailer park outside the town.
We'll be there in less than an hour.
Bye now.
See you soon.
Why is she talking like a zombie?
Day. Hope you come back soon. Welcome to the
Oh Dear Diner.
Good girl.
I'm not possessed by evil. Honest. I'm a good girl.
Okay, so now this is more music for us to talk over because it's licensed.
Yeah.
I think this is the Poe song, maybe, or Poet's Fall. I don't know. I don't remember exactly, but anyway. So, yep. So we will take our break right now, and Okay, so we're back. Rampancy, day 1.
Is this day 1? I thought this was episode 3.
No, this is day
After
1.
the Armageddon.
I'm not really counting the alien isolation stuff as part of Horrampancy week. Special thing.
Oh, okay.
Because otherwise we'd be playing Divinity, which I'm really anxious to get back to because I bought some cool stuff. All right, so let's see the recap.
Okay.
Alice has been kidnapped.
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
I can't tell anyone except my agent Barry.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her.
You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head.
Gonna kill that poor woman.
Supposedly wrote that's coming true before my eyes.
It happened just the way it was on that page. So dark.
I have found only a few scattered pages.
I want the entire manuscript.
The deadline is in 2 days.
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Good girl.
Okay, so we've already seen that whoever that is controls
The
people.
manuscript anyway.
I don't know. She's resourceful. I told you were too hard on her. Listen, I found out all sorts of interesting stuff while I was digging around.
Yeah.
Mr. Wake, it's Sheriff Breaker. We have an FBI agent here, Agent Nightingale.
FBI?
He's anxious to see you. You'd better come to the station.
Okay, I'll be right over, Sheriff. Let's make this.
Okay, I think we need better agent names.
Help you folks? Name's Randolph. I'm the manager.
We're looking for Rose. Works as a waitress down at the diner.
Rose, sure. Nice girl. Who wants to know?
I'm Alan Wake.
The writer, huh? I heard on the radio you were visiting. Well, I'll show you her trailer. That Rose, she's a nice girl. Always pays her rent on time.
As I was saying, Al, I found all sorts of weird stuff from the local newspaper's archives. This place is crazy. Disappearances, mysterious deaths, urban legends come true, and get this.
Strange clowns.
Stuff takes place around Cauldron Lake.
Well, you ain't wrong, mister. The Indians thought the lake was a doorway to the underworld. I'm the God-fearing type myself. I don't hold with that sort of thing.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, there was an island there owned by a guy called Thomas Zane. Now, some of the articles I found about him make him out to be a famous writer, but I ran a bunch of searches, couldn't find a single thing he wrote. Zane was heavily into diving, so much so that the place came to be called Diver's Isle. But the volcano under the lake erupted in 1970, and Zane went down with the island.
Woo-hoo. And that's how we found his books.
Yeah, how about
and his
that?
island.
It was there
And his house.
as if it had fallen from the sky. But it would take a tornado to lift something like that. We're damn lucky it didn't crush any of the trailers.
Now, are there any locals like going? Our limp technology is light years ahead of the competition. Though that is a nice touch.
It gets better. A local girl, Barbara Jagger, drowned in Cauldron Lake just a week earlier. They were lovers.
Sure, Jagger's a local spook store. The Scratchin' Hag. Comes for you in the dark. Childish stuff like that.
Anyway, Al, I'm just getting to the best part. All of the articles about this stuff were written by Cynthia Weaver. I asked around, and she's that crazy bag lady you met.
What, the lamp lady? She can be a little loopy, but she's not homeless or anything.
Yeah, anyway, she knew both Jagger and Zane before they both died, and she had some kind of a breakdown.
Okay, so these are all like semi-explanations of what's been happening so far?
Yeah.
So these two people back in the 70s were diving and or writing in this particular cabin. They encountered some evil underworld thing that took them over and forced them to write books or something?
Mind me asking what you
No. That's almost every single element of that is wrong in something.
Completely wrong.
Yeah.
Good, because it sounds stupid.
Welcome to... Oh dear. Mr. Wake. I'm so glad you're here.
Rose, you have my manuscript?
Oh. Oh, yes. Yes. Please, come in.
No, we're admitting that think we've lost a thing we don't remember having.
This is real.
Funkmon says, "That's right, Blackstar. I'm a gay robot."
Rose.
Yes.
My manuscript. I really need it.
I understand. I know what you need. A muse to inspire you.
Oh, for Barry. She doesn't have anything.
Yeah, hey, Al?
Upstairs.
Oh.
Barry!
Oh God, she drugged them.
What? What?
Coffee has betrayed me.
No, not the coffee. The maker.
You take cream with that.
Hiding in my barber's skin. I'm too weak to stop it. You must turn the lights on.
I promised I'd come visit you and your lovely wife. You must finish what you started. I insist.
You must turn the lights on.
So let me guess, he's got to write the Book of the Dead.
Turn the light on.
Back to work, boy.
My God.
I felt nauseous.
Decorator's nightmare.
Only anger kept me going.
That and the pink wallpaper.
Reality from Dream anymore, but it seems I have an imaginary editor to help me. She's an old woman in a funeral dress. I call her Barbara Jagger. She's very strict. I'm writing faster and faster. My manuscript is being heavily revised. The edits are getting very aggressive, and each day there's less of me and more of her. I hate it, but I know
Her notes are just evil.
she promises me I can save Alice this way. She knows more of this than I do. About the complex incantation I'm attempting. About this place. She's worked with another writer under similar circumstances, Thomas Zane. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I'm getting close. I can feel it.
So it's every writer's worst nightmare. An unreasonable deadline and a bad editor.
My God. So what happens when the nasty publicist comes out? Okay. That's not creepy as all hell.
So yeah, she's got all of our books and a little shrine to us.
She's got more than that. Yeah.
Above her headboard. Yeah.
Little sacrificial altar. What is that on the pillow there? Is that supposed to be a shadow or a stain?
I think it's a shadow of one of the animals in the mobile, maybe, or maybe maybe it's a stain.
Well, the other thing is, you see the shadow of the bird on the floor?
I think it may just be the shadow of the cloud there.
Yeah, I think it's the shadow of the mobile. Funks has turned on the TV again?
Rose took a day from
I can't.
I had less than 12 hours left to meet the kidnapper. All I could do was get Barry into the car, work something out once I got on the road.
Welcome to the Oh Dear Diner. What can I get you today? Coffee?
I couldn't work up much.
Oh, we've had enough.
Something had used her to get to me and left its mark.
First refill is free. Milk and sugar on the counter there. Would you like to hear today's specials? Thank you. A nice day. Come back soon.
Barry was out of
I think you missed the TV.
You're right.
Well, that's not very nice, Alan.
I'm so handsome.
What did she have on hand to drug their coffee with is what I want to know.
My gun and flashlight were gone.
I don't think she would have his drain cleaner.
Way to get Barry into the car as quickly as possible. There was no time to waste.
I mean, if they slipped him a Mickey, but it wouldn't work that fast.
Thought so.
I just stepped outside to catch a breath of fresh air. Let me tell you, the weather's getting heavy. Nights like this make me especially glad I'm here talking to you and not home in bed. Once the weather takes a turn like this, I can't sleep at all. It's all tangled bed sheets and dark thoughts, punctuated by the occasional plunge into nightmare. Is it just me? Well, perhaps it is. But I hope I can make the night a little bit easier to get through. Caller, you're on KBF FM.
Hey, Pat, it's Walt Snyder.
What's on your mind, Walt?
Well, I am the way you are, but, well, I can't sleep either, you know? I just been staring out the window here, trying to make sense of it all, but, I ain't been drinking either, you know? I just...
Well, you sound like a man with a problem, Walt.
I had a, argument with Danny, and, then I got in trouble with the law, and,
This is the guy we met in the drunk tank.
well...
I heard something like that.
Yeah, well, Danny's my best friend, and, they let me out on bail today, and now I'm just alone here at the window, waiting. Man, and there's something in the air tonight, man.
I was just
No, don't do it.
thinking the same thing. What are you waiting for, Walt?
I don't know. Something's gonna happen. I think I better go.
Well, Walt, maybe...
Make sure to get your whole head in front of the shotgun. Thanks for calling.
Well, good luck to you, Walt. Hang in there. Let's take a little break, folks. This weather's really something else, huh?
How can I be sure?
I don't know about you, but I haven't seen the weather change this entire game. It's dark. It's foggy.
All the time.
And it's the same light level it always has been.
Oh, you're gonna get it now. God knows what you've done to that.
That's okay. I've got guns. Several.
Gale, FBI! Get him up, Hemingway! You're under arrest! You move a muscle, I'll unload
Name's not Hemingway.
damn face! Stay right where you are, Slane!
No, Hemingway's a good writer.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second.
I don't know when we became Neo, but...
Well, not only that, what...
Right here, you goddamn maniac!
Yeah, they would have not have discharged their weapons with a civilian in line like that. They would have surrounded and secured the suspect. I'm sure there is. Otherwise, we wouldn't have a game. Yeah, we only want to beat you up a little bit.
No, we're totally sensitive guys. You'd really like to know if you would get to know us.
Yeah. Okay, so now they would have, should have called this episode The Fugitive. Now, do you have to time this, your evasions just right, or...
Nah, you just have to run through it. I think pretty much things happen as you pass them, so they're always just on the verge of catching you, but never quite doing it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure how tight that was, or if you got caught, or if they found you.
I don't think so. I don't think I've ever been caught by the police here.
Oh, damn. Running from the popo.
I mean, they do shoot at you, but I don't think they ever hit you. I could be wrong. I could probably try staying still and see what happens, but...
Wow, shooting at an unarmed suspect in front of civilians, and now in a highly, ricochet environment with hard rocks. What could possibly go wrong? Especially with law enforcement on both sides of the ravine.
Yeah, we're not expected to believe that the FBI agent is behaving rationally that way.
Well, I'm just wondering, what's the motivation or reason here? Is there something that happened this week that has put you on their hit list? I mean,
no.
Yeah.
Like I said, he is not acting as an FBI agent.
Okay, so he's over-escalating for unknown reasons as yet. Whoa. Any idea of the paperwork? Okay, where'd the cop go? He's not inside it?
I think he may have been thrown out of the vehicle.
He'd been injected? Sure. Jeez. Somebody better get first aid on him. He's gonna need it.
I'm a federal agent pursuing a fugitive. You want to discuss my methods, Sheriff? Make an appointment. Over. You stay right where you are, Agent Nightingale. I'm on my way.
I guess they gave you a light here in case you got hurt, and like in case you got shot.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, our fugitive's been on the run for 90 minutes. Average foot speed over uneven ground, barring injuries, approximately 4 miles an hour, giving us a radius of 6 miles. I want a hard target search of any residence, gas station, farmhouse, henhouse, doghouse, outhouse in that area. Checkpoint set up at 15 miles. Got that? Good. Now turn those damn things off and get out of our way.
Looked that up, didn't you?
I totally know that. What are you talking about? That's a fugitive. I didn't kill my wife. I don't care. Okay, now what is that supposed to be? A gorgon or something? What is that? Are we supposed to believe the woods are alive and like chewing up automobiles?
The sound of music.
Horror was everywhere I went, circling me. The cops didn't stand a chance. They were after a writer. Not a monster.
And I'm a monster, not a writer. Yeah, I haven't written anything in 2 years, so that makes me the monster.
Monster, yeah. Chopper's on scene. I'm going to quote Blue Thunder. Just another beeping observer.
You on the ground. Hold it right there. There's nowhere to run. Freeze!
Just hold still. We want to shoot you.
No, the line is we don't want to shoot you. Yeah. No, we don't. No gun, no flashlight. We have nothing at this point.
So why are they shooting at you? I don't understand. You're an unarmed civilian, wanted for questioning, and they're trying to murder you.
Yep.
They're not trying to apprehend you.
It's almost as if people aren't acting rationally.
Yeah.
Oh, bye, helicopter.
And
Burbs took them.
Okay, I'm beginning to suspect that none of this is real. I'm waiting for you to like wake up in a hospital or a padded cell or something. Or this is like one of those quantum ultimate dimension things that you were trapped in the moment you dived in the lake.
Okay, looks like the helicopter went down near the gas station.
Great place for it. See now, that also is like...
Oh, hey, you're right. It is Firewatch.
It is Fire... Oh my god. It is. It's an actual Firewatch state. You knew this was here, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. You tease.
This is James. Mulligan, Thornton, come in. Over.
Thornton here. James, we got both Wheeler and Rose in custody. They didn't put up a fight or anything. Why, they were... Hey, Mulligan, what are you doing? Come on!
Sit down and give me that. Jane, Mulligan here. Over. Go ahead, Mulligan. Over. We got Wheeler and Rose here. Wheeler's drunk or hopped up on something. Speaking of which, that Fed had a pretty distinctive whiff of Otis Scotch about him, if you know what I mean. Over. I don't have anything on that, Deputy Mulligan. Over. Well, whatever. Anyway, Rose is just being plain weird here. You better get Doc in to take a look at both. Over. Gotcha. You better get them here quickly. The Fed's gonna want to interview Wheeler. Over. Oh yeah, I'll bet he does. Looks like they have a lot in common. Mulligan out.
Those radios are massive.
Well, yeah. Well, that's like an old style ham radio set, which I don't know. It doesn't have a handset for a microphone or an antenna hookup or anything up on the roof, let alone on the back of the actual unit.
Yep, it's
let
like
alone
standalone.
Electricity or plug it into a wall outlet. Pokemon says, Roger, Roger. We have clearance, Clarence.
I imagined that the broadcast tower in the distance was part of the local radio station. Maine seemed like a decent guy. Perhaps he could give me directions to the coal mine.
Or maybe he could radio in the feds to finish shooting you. The hell?
Unnatural shadows clung to the gate. The darkness that was after me was trying to stop me. I wouldn't get through without light.
Oh, wow. So it hurts you when you touch it. Okay. Yep. So you're being stopped.
I just wanted to make that
by the darkness.
Just wanted to make that clear before I bother going for the solution to the problem.
There was no power to the searchlight.
Oh. I had to rub two sticks together to build a fire. Bob Robertson said, oh, more mines. Funkmon says, yeah, pretty standard gate behavior.
Now, electricity doesn't leak like that?
Yeah, no. I mean, it does leak in certain circumstances, but
not
quite
like
this.
that. You know what I mean?
Not like that.
The old generator.
The other thing is, like, yeah, there seemed...
I'd have to see if I could fix it and try again.
Yeah. I have a feeling there's something timed with that.
Yeah, I think it might be.
But yeah, it's funny. All these generators look exactly the same, like they were built from the same rusty generator factory.
Who'd make a factory to build rusty generators?
I don't know, but they're all identical apparently. Okay, so there the gate disintegrated. So it wasn't a real gate, it was...
Well, no, it was a real gate touched by the darkness, and when you get rid of the darkness, poof goes the gate as well. That's just the way things work in this universe.
So does that mean that all those people that he killed are now gone?
Yep.
They're dead and disintegrated? Wow, so you've murdered how many townspeople so far?
In this playthrough or overall?
That's a lot even for a writer.
Because it's in the thousands.
Kinda, yeah. Funkmon said, oh, the puzzle was to aim it first.
Alright.
So what happens when you find a movie projector? Would that be like the equivalent of a bazooka?
Yeah, there are a couple places where there are searchlights like that one.
Oh, okay, that's creepy as all hell. I gotta say. I almost find that creepier than the people.
Oh, again, this is just the beginning for possessed objects.
Really? Oh, God. Thought the birds were bad enough.
Moment to recognize the flashbang grenades. They were an ideal weapon for my situation.
So now they kind of force you to do a little tutorial by using the grenades by taking away all your other weapons. So basically now I have flashbangs and a flashbite and nothing else.
You know, to be honest, that sort of makes sense.
Yes.
Okay, that I kind of like. That you lose one weapon, but you gain a different one. Nice.
Yeah, and unlike the flares, it's not just a slow burn, or it's something that wears out. It basically is an instant kill on anything within its radius. You just want to make sure you get at least 3 or 4 every time you use it.
All the time, yeah. Otherwise, you're just going to be wasting them. Funkman says, yeah, maybe the population is so small that when you kill them, they're erased out of existence, like Back to the Future. Bob Robertson says, habeas corpus. Oh, Leaving World in Oz. And hey, Aw. He says, hi, Nargajan. Hi, Blockstar. I remember playing this game for the first time and had no idea what was happening, except scary beings chasing me. Yeah, that's pretty much where we're at right now.
And if I remember correctly, I think the guys you're fighting now are literally the cops.
Oh, so they've been taken over by the darkness because of all the car crashes and stuff. I was wondering what was flipping them over and stuff.
It can be difficult, especially once you know the reveal in this story is ultimately one of those ones that kind of depends on you forgetting some of the things they did at the beginning, because then you'll say, Well, if
Wait
that
a
was
minute,
in
that
the
wouldn't- no,
yeah,
no, no.
what they'll say is that okay, if that was the case all along, then why did
why
certain people take
A,
certain
B, and C,
actions?
yeah.
Because it didn't make sense. Like,
Right.
what does the darkness want from us? Is it trying to kill us? Apparently not. It wants us to write something. Why? If it wants us to write something, why does it seem like it's trying to kill us? We're not writing our novel now, so why is it trying to stop us? I mean, you get some inconsistency of motive.
Yeah, Funkmon says
You're on
oh.
KBFFM with Pat Maine.
It's Milt Peabody, Pat.
What's on your mind, Milt?
Well, I live near the trailer park, Pat, and there's a big ruckus going on over there.
Well, that's just up the road from me, too. What's going on, do you know?
I don't know, but there's a bunch of police cars there, lots of sirens, a helicopter buzzing around, and I think I heard some gunshots.
Gunshots?
I was in my office and I heard a ruckus.
So can you find out what's going on? Because it's just next door and they're popping off guns there.
They're still shooting?
Could you describe the ruckus?
Maybe 10, 15 minutes ago. It sounds serious, Pat. I'm telling you, it don't sound like no party.
I'm certainly going to give the station a call, Milt.
Okay.
You'll hear it here as...
What are you going to call him?
Okay, thanks.
Funkmon says he's rolling and he's laughing to Bob. He said, I would love it if one of them yelled habeas corpus all creepy. Well, yes, I am getting too old. I can do that. Hold on, Funk.
Habeas corpus. I'm getting too old for this. Only one day from retirement. Sir, do you know why I pulled you over? License and registration.
How's that, Funk? Just for you. He's Funkman's laugh out loud because that was good. Glad you liked it.
Cash up here.
Well, here's my question. If there are caches everywhere, which somebody obviously left in boxes
Yep.
with arrows
Yep.
painted on rocks in anticipation of your arrival and doing this, the only person that could have done all this was you. Therefore,
No, there is another person who could have done it.
Who?
You will.
Barry?
Well, you know what? You're not going to find out this playthrough.
No, probably not, but the only person that I can think of is your wife. And how would she know about all this? The only people that are here to help you at all would be either you or Barry. Maybe Pat, but...
Alright, where was the...
Yeah, Bob Robinson said, yeah, no license and registration, but I do have a gun and a bunch of flares. Oh, behind you. Owie.
I thought they said there was a cash baker, but I haven't seen a mark in quite a while. And it looks like I'm going the wrong way for where I should be coming. Now I've come back to the start.
Yeah, kinda. Okay.
Oh, actually,
Well,
there's a page over there.
So much for that progress. Funkman says John Carmack is doing it. It's his MO. Fits perfectly. Yeah, this has to be a fantasy. You have not run into one bear yet.
Bears don't exist.
What
Dogs
did I
aren't
tell
dangerous.
you about making up animals?
Yeah, forget that. I'm going to skip the cache. Although I only have one flashbang left, so I'm probably...
Well, head towards the cop car. Wouldn't there be more?
I
in the
think the
police
cop
car?
should have more. Yeah, I think that's what they're doing.
Well, see,
with that.
that makes logical sense to me. That if a car crashed and his supplies are everywhere.
Yep.
Oh, see, there we go.
Now, I'm sorry. Do police in ordinary hunting towns carry flashbang grenades? I mean, I don't know. What would they have those for?
But the question is how much volume is a standard inventory within a cruiser. in a particular area or whatnot. I mean, they have all kinds of different supplies that vary from town to town, state to state, and requirements for things. Plus, what are the budgetary limits of whatever local law enforcement? Funkmon says, yeah, that's definitely my pet theory. John Carmack is Lamp Lady, and she is the architect. Here's the other thing that doesn't make any sense to me. If you are being attacked by the cops, wouldn't they have guns and not axes? Right? I mean, I could sort of get that the lumberjacks coming after you with axes or chainsaws makes sense.
Maybe Ancient Evil can't operate firearms.
That makes no sense to me.
Me neither.
It's like all those horror films that suddenly like embrace technology and whatnot, where you have these scary like internet-related films and cell phone horror films and stuff. And all I can think of is like, gee, what ISP do you get in hell?
Well, let the trash sort themselves out. I'm sorry, but my granddaddy settled in Bright Falls in 1911.
Well, thank you very much for that compassionate viewpoint, Lorna.
Funk thinks the flashbangs are maybe to flush out grouse. Wow, is this their only DJ?
Well, I think he's the nighttime guy.
Right. Okay, early bird. So who's the early bird? Who's
No
their
idea.
early DJ? Who's their morning man?
I'm going to see if I can talk him into an interview.
Oh, he seems to be holding flashbang grenades. I'm going to see if we can put those outside.
Find the time to do this, Mr. Wake.
Or not.
Oh, you have a police presence with you. Well, I don't know if I have enough coffee.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Everyone calm down. Put the gun down. We're all friends here, right?
Cool your jets, Nightingale. We got him.
Judas Priest!
What the hell's the matter with
What the
you?
hell?
There's a civilian in there.
There's 2 civilians in there. Excuse me. He pays taxes.
I've been kind of hoping for like a longer sequence in the radio. Like I thought, like they would actually have the interview, but maybe that's one of those things that ended up getting left out because
that's what you get for
didn't have time to make it. I don't know.
I don't know.
It was probably good I hadn't had the chance to tell Maine where I was going. I'd have to lose the cops and find my own way to the mine.
Yeah, that was a weird encounter. He should have been
Yeah.
taken into custody at that point. Funkman says, yeah. Oh my god, we get to meet Three Dog?
Now, if I remember correctly, there's like a back path that goes all the way up around to the antenna, and there's a manuscript page there.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we don't. I think we don't need it, so I may not do that because it's a long walk. I don't think it's dangerous. I don't think there's many enemies, but it's a long walk.
Funk says 97.6 FM. Stations are only odds in the U.S. Literally unplayable. Okay, so you gotta go for the train depot. Where you gonna hop a boxcar? Oh, look, another whole generator. Okay, he's got a pickaxe. I'm sorry, that's not standard equipment for local law enforcement to carry a pickaxe into suspect apprehension. And he's got an axe. Okay, so he's one of the logger guys. So them carrying around hatchets and axes and chainsaws and everything, okay, that sort of makes sense. But with the police and everything, I would think if they wanted a melee weapon, why didn't they use like batons or you know, have them, you know, wearing their riot gear or something or whatnot? Or if they were going to attack them and they didn't have any ammunition, why don't they use like their shotguns or the butts of their rifles or something to try and hit them with them? Do you know what I mean? Like they were empty? Yeah. That would have made sense to have the gear go to the character.
All right, so now we got our gun back.
Well, we got a gun. I don't think it's registered to us.
No, not specifically.
I could be wrong, but yeah, it's all wheel guns. Not one person has an automatic in this.
I don't remember. I don't think so.
No long guns for the cops. No 9 millis.
Here. It was almost as if they'd been left for someone like me to use.
Like that giant spotlight and the generator and the cables right in front of the fence I needed to get through. It was amazingly well placed. Almost as if it was written that way. Oh, wow. From the ceiling above you, all around. Okay. Flashbang time.
I don't think so, Copper. You'll never take me alive.
First death!
Somebody went through that whole model right there. Wow. See, that's not fair.
Yeah, this is a pretty bad ambush.
Yeah, it seems to be.
Darkness controls the Taken. All right, so let me see what I got here. I got 2 flashbangs and a pistol. So yeah, you gotta be careful going in here because you're going to pick up items and then you just get ambushed.
Aw says, yeah, I remember a quote like this from somewhere. 6 shots is all I need. If you need more, don't use a gun. Can you get out of this room? Can you hoof it? Yeah, because that room severely limits your mobility. And if they've got nothing but melee weapons, nobody's got any ranged weapons.
Yep.
Yeah, that's definitely
now
better.
these things in the whole game are the ones that I found to be really obnoxious because you turn them on.
Using these lights? Yeah.
Yeah, you turn them on, but they're temporary. Like,
Yeah.
they go off for no good reason. I mean, you
Yeah,
can see the
and that's-
huge battery on this thing, and it just
Yeah.
goes off after a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
And I understand
And
from
it
a
would be-
gameplay reason what they're doing with that, but,
Right,
but I just
right.
found them annoying to use.
I hate all of those gameplay mechanics in all games where the flashlights become temporary, ineffective. They don't work like flashlights in the real
and
world.
I just turned that on, and now it's going
Right,
out.
and now it's dying. And unless the batteries were near dead at the time, no, none of these make any sense.
Basically,
And
it
this-
gives you a place to run to temporarily to get
Right,
a bit of
while
a
you're
respite
being
that's
lunged
not
at,
a
yeah.
full safe area.
No. Or just a temporary safe area. Yeah, no, I dislike it when video games do that kind of stuff with things. I mean, there's a reason that the original mod for the latest Doom that they had out was duct tape. Because there's no reason why you couldn't put a flashlight on your gun. Especially in the future.
I loved how there were so many batteries here that one of them was on top of the box instead of in
On
it.
the box, yeah. and again, having caches like this everywhere, yeah, it does not make the most logical sense.
Hello?
Is that your phone?
Alice? Alice?
Alan, I'm so afraid. It keeps me in the dark. Please help me. I look at you, Alan, and it's not you. Something else. Looking out from behind your eyes.
Alice, I'm here.
I'm so alone here. It's all gonna go to hell. You need to be careful. Cooperate.
Why does that sound like that was actually put together?
The only thing that had
Because
to
it
be
was.
right with the call.
Yeah,
Sounded wrong somehow,
that made no sense.
but she had called me.
It sounds like somebody called and actually put in, selections or pieces of words and things.
So many of these mysteries could be solved by the existence of caller ID.
Well, yeah, you'd think so.
I'm already full.
I'm just really happy to be here in this box.
I just always really feel like the button to do that ought to be A, even though it's not.
Yes. No, I'm totally with you. Hey, wait till you start playing Alien Isolation, man. You're going to be like, who set up these controls? Oh, gee, right in the head. And to be honest, an impact like that in your skull should have a much greater reaction from your character.
Yes.
You would not be brushing off axes being thrown at you from 15 feet into the head.
Of course not. Plot armor.
Even with the blunt end. So yeah, so they're spending too much time worried about the flashlights and not enough to the axes to the skull. I think he's got balancing issues.
Railway bridge up ahead, and a warehouse of some sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
Is that the... This way.
Is there a secret path up around the hill?
No, but there might be like a manuscript page up here.
Waiting for you to get attacked by the bunny.
Take a look at that.
Oh yeah, no, I saw that. I'm
Okay.
ignoring it.
That's why I didn't want to say it either.
No, no. Oh gee, now let me guess. Some of these floor panels are going to fall away.
Guessed it.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Although I don't know if that happens right away here. It might be a little. It definitely happens later.
Well, you're going to step on the right one, and then, or should I say, the wrong one, and then. I guess you got to crawl through the tube.
The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
You know, I got to say, at some stages, the voiceover exposition makes me feel like Blade Runner.
Yeah, isn't that it's overwrought and unnecessary? Yeah.
Yeah, and the tone is a little off. Funkmon says, yeah, just remember that Latin Jehovah begins with an I. So this is what you were talking before about infected darkness things. Oh, wow. So in other words, this thing is going to go full-on Empire Strikes Back on us.
Yep. And the normal bullets are no use. It's flashlight only.
Well, of course, they're metal objects. What are bullets going to do with them? Ricochet off of them? Going to end up shooting yourself in the head.
So you need to use dodge and obstacles and the flashlight strategically to defeat these.
Well, here's a stupid question. If they can infect all these objects, why don't they just infect the whole bridge?
Oh, they just don't think of that immediately.
Oh, really? I don't get the feeling this is all going to turn out to be the radio DJ's fault. You know, I think they totally ripped this off of Empire Strikes Back. I mean, think about it. There's an evil force using the darkness to hurl heavy objects at you, and all you've got is your lightsaber.
That's what the explosive barrels look like. Red and white stripy ones.
Okay, gotta say, it's a little underwhelming, but I think too many years of gasoline explosions have raised my expectations artificially.
They can be used to good effect, though.
Oh, I bet.
And there are a few sequences where it's necessary to use.
Is there any logical reason why these pages are strung around town, just like all these caches?
Stephen King had been a source of inspiration to me.
Oh.
I thought about all the inanimate objects that had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
Except the protagonist is always safe in a horror game. It's everybody else who's effed.
Who's at work? Well, yeah. Well, unless the protagonist dies at the end. The other thing is, yeah.
Okay, so now we have a bigger flashlight.
Well, here's my question. Yeah, so we've got the extended, mag light, like the tactical police versions. But here's my thing: if they can infect inanimate objects, and your light is their greatest weapon against them, why don't they infect your flashlight when it's off? Or better yet, why don't they infect your gun? Or the bullets?
Maybe they can't because you're holding it?
Or your clothes?
Okay, so explosive.
Okay, so that's the red barrels with the white stripe.
With the white stripe. Explosive.
Not the blue barrels with the yellow stripe. Sponsored in part by Energizer. Not a sponsor.
Oh, they are a sponsor. Just not a sponsor of us.
Just not of ours. Yeah, Funkman says, or your fillings. Exactly. If you've got metal teeth, man, you're doomed. He'll shake your whole skull right off. Steel-toed shoes? Yeah, he'd be boned. Oh, you're right.
911, what's your emergency? Careful, the suspect is calling from inside the house. Oh no, the pencil lead I got stuck in my hand in 1981 is taken.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, and that scythe, yeah, that would have, like, chopped your arm off. Where does anyone get this many scythes? Is there, like, a hardware store over here or something? I mean...
They do get into a rhythm of doing this where they give you a big guy right straight up front, and it's to distract you from the guys who are flanking you.
Who are flanking you, yeah. So it's, in other words, they're like, hey, don't look at my hand, because over here I'm going to smack you with my foot. Oh, finally going up. This is the first building you've been in a while since the
radio
Firewatch Tower. Yeah, everybody just leaves their bullets out. I'm sorry, did they not worry about kids finding this stuff? Oh, TV time. Funk, get ready. Your favorite show's on.
Take the facts of our existence for granted, unaware that they are merely a thin veneer of desperate self-delusion, covering a vast cosmos of madness and horror. All too often, the stars are right. In Night Springs. Tonight's
Bob Robertson says, wow, my interocitor is way nicer than this one. Good one, Bob.
Durleth's trip to study the local customs of an insular community in Night Springs has been less than successful. Until tonight.
Well, I'm glad you changed your minds about this. Ancient customs, local mythology. My editor loves this kind of stuff.
Well, Mr. Durleth, we don't want to feel like we're on exhibition. But you have demonstrated the seriousness of your intent.
Oh, I am serious. Really, just do your thing. I'll stay out of your way and observe.
Actually, I thought you could assist us. I'm afraid we are a man short. It would provide you with an intimate perspective.
Could I really?
Of course, Mr. Durleth.
Well, I guess that's the least What would I have to do?
Oh, here. Let me show you with a kiss.
What did you...
Oh, Mr. Durleth, you have well pleased Nixie Perka, the dweller in flesh. Your body shall host his 1,000 young, and all shall be glory.
No!
Shh, darling, be calm. Shh.
elven derlit learned a harsh lesson. If you go looking for mythology, it may come looking for you. And such quests always bear fruit. In Night Springs.
Well, that's just creepy.
Yep.
Ew.
Okay, I think I grabbed everything. Yeah, I'm full up on batteries. We're good.
I'm always waiting for somebody to come up and whack you in the back of the head while you're watching television. And I find it ironic that the device that they're using for this, instead of having a book for you to read, like a writer would, you're watching television.
You still have to write television.
Oh, I know, but it's just, I would think that a pure writer out there would be a real book snob as opposed to a TV watcher.
Well, no way anything bad's going to happen in here.
If this guy was a writer for television, I could understand this. This would make sense. Oh, see? They finally got... It is maximum overdrive. They're finally possessing the machinery.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't think that flare's going to work.
Actually, it will.
What? How can a flare work on a truck? It looks like a giant friggin' garbage combine plow. Yep. Nope. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Flare is not going to work on it.
No, the flare absolutely does.
Now, here's my question. What happens when you get on it?
You die. You can't touch it.
What? If you're on it, it can't run you over.
You cannot survive touching it.
Oh, that's terrible. Can you get back into the building or get on something taller than the plow? Oh man, that's cruel. You just gotta use your dodge and throw the flares into the scoop or something? You got a flashbang? Would that work?
No, I have no flashbangs. Ugh. Damn.
That looks like it's going to be a tough section.
It is.
Yeah, Funk's mentioned. Yeah, Rod Serling was the writer who wrote TV stuff. Yeah, no, I know that, Funk, but it's just that, you know, he's a novelist. He's not a writer for television episodes.
Oh, come on. Oh.
Oh, that was kind of trolling.
Yeah, I didn't even think like he could have turned in that direction, frankly.
Yeah. See, now you know what it feels like when I was getting killed by the aliens. Oh my god, the birds are coming too. Wow, the whole town is after you in this sequence, apparently. All I can picture is some like little kid with a remote controller playing with this giant Tonka truck.
The trick there basically is that if you've been saving up your batteries this whole time, then you just burn through them. So in other words, you always have a chance to insert a battery instead of waiting for it to recharge. So you just do that.
And you're right.
So you just hold the flashlight down on that thing until it dies, and then you take care of everybody. And they leave you enough loot in this area that you.
This is my boomstick.
Yeah, see, they give you like everything. It's there, and there's.
Yeah, Funk says you should play I've got a brand new combine harvester in the background. This sequence becomes instantly comical. I don't know. I thought it was pretty funny before. Oh, did you want to pick up the lithium batteries?
I'm full.
Or can you only
20 is
max. You
max.
can only hold 20. Oh, that's right. Bob Roberts says, I've got a shotgun and you don't. Good. Bad. I'm the guy with the gun.
I had never been this glad to see the sunrise. I had a couple of hours to get to the coal mine.
And then it hit me. I'm going through valleys, in the shadows,
The coal mine
in the
went
dark.
over now.
All right, I think we're going to call it here because this is a weird, short little daytime segment that just leads into the next big gameplay segment at night, which is in the area outside the mine. So
we don't want to go too far.
Yeah, we would not get through much of anything else.
Okay.
Okay, so what we're going to do is that after Halloween, I'm going to put up a poll that'll allow people to choose their favorites of the games we're going to play this week, and we will do a full playthrough of the game that wins.
Ah, I see. Okay. Well, technically, would it be a continuation?
I don't know. We'll have to see how we do it, whether we want to start over or whether we just want to pick whichever one up, where we left off, and then finish it.
I think the pickup makes more sense, because then if people want to see the beginning half, they can pick the earlier episode of the week. All right. Well, I'd like to thank everyone for watching. This is going to be the Rampancy... I can't even say it. The Halloween special this week.
Horrampancy!
Oh, God, he said it again. The Horrampancy this week. For all of our playthroughs, you can check them out right here on our YouTube channel at rampancy.net. I am Blackstar along with Nargajan. We're also
going to give a shout out to our last couple new subscribers, Ghost54 and Freedom of Peach on YouTube, and the Night Fox on Twitch.
Yes. Night Fox, thank you for joining us. Yeah, he actually tuned in the other day, and we put him up. In fact, he's been up this whole stream, so yay, he should be happy about checking that out. I'm trying to think. So yeah, so are we going to tune this again tomorrow night? Same time, same bet channel?
Yeah, and I have to decide what game it'll be. I'm going to look at the list. We've had Alien Isolation and Alan Wake. I think we may need to leave the A's. Otherwise, it was tempted to do a game from the Amnesia series, but that mean if we'd never get out of the front half of the alphabet if we did that.
No, probably not. Okay, well, tune us in tomorrow night when we continue on with our Halloween special. Thank you all for watching, and we certainly hope we'll see you then.
Bye.
Horrampancy.